We're both being funny.
We're having a good time.
Yeah. Well, hello, everybody. It is Sunday, December the 1st of 2019. And I am here in Celebration, Florida. It's actually pretty nice outside. It's 84 degrees here.
It is really nice
It's
today.
84 degrees here.
We've got
it
some
is
chillier
December.
days coming up, but it's like
What's that?
65 degrees chilly.
Oh, yeah, that's
coming up.
But it's 84 now, and it is hot.
Oh, it was a beautiful day.
That's why I'm not wearing my apron.
Beautiful
I'm wearing
day
my
outside.
coveralls because it's cold. Or cooler. Yeah. Anyways, I'm working on the painting that I started. Did I start this last week? I haven't done a whole lot of work on it since.
I think you...
Did I sketch it last week? No.
No, Jasmine, I swear...
I did!
Wrong,
I think does anybody in the room yet?
You were working on some of the paint sketchy thing you do with gessoing last Sunday.
Wow. I have
Right?
not...
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think you're right. I was trying to remember, and I was like, no, the weekend before I was working on the mermaid one. But, yeah. Cool. Well, I'll show you what I haven't done a whole lot since last week because I've been doing a couple other projects that are exciting. But
And also prepping for
Wintry Black Friday. Yeah,
Black Friday.
we're in the middle of our Black
and we
Friday.
had Thanksgiving.
And we had Thanksgiving
Yeah.
and somebody's birthday and all sorts of stuff. And
Yeah,
I've been
birthday.
sick for a week, so I think last week I thought I was done being sick, and then the next day I was like all fevery again.
It's okay, guys. I took care of Jasmine. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm an indoor cat. I'm good. But anyways,
It's lovely to see people.
Yes. Are there people already?
Oh, there's a bunch of people in the room.
Oh, cool.
People are saying, love the new dragon.
Yeah, he can be cute.
He's cute.
I haven't done much on the dragon.
Hey,
since last-
Tammy. Hey, Ian.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Rage Pixie. Hey, Mountain Poppy. Hey, Sister Biscuit. Hey, D Nagel. Hey, Shaylee. Oh, hey, Shaylee. How's it going?
Shaylee,
Hey,
hi,
Karen.
Shaylee.
I'm
Karen.
probably missing people.
Probably.
Oh, hey, John.
Hi,
You were
everybody.
here earlier. Thanks for showing up earlier. Hey, Martin. I assume that's Martin.
Hi, Martin. Hi, John.
Hey, Wendy.
Abraham.
Hey, Green Dragon.
Sorry.
Hey, Tracy.
I
Hey, Erica. Hey, Linda Lunda.
don't
Hey,
know
Mix
how well
Allen.
they show up on the camera.
Hey,
so I'm
Kalira.
trying to
Hey,
scoot
Ricky.
around, I've worked a lot, mostly. The only time I worked on it really this week, other than what you saw last time, is I worked on the background. I don't know if you can tell, but I kind of painted a lot of snowy trees and kind of a little blue and purple foresty thing to make it look kind of wintry. I put a bit of warm up in the corner, like kind of a peach tone, so it doesn't look like the whole background's blue. If I were to leave it all blue and I had peach tones on the main character, it would look like she's standing in front of a winter school picture backdrop that just looked like, Christmassy trees you get at Sears or something. No offense, Sears or school. So I haven't done a whole lot since then. I have added a few washes of color. I've decided to make her hair kind of a light violet, turning into kind of a burgundy at the bottom, and also incorporating some seafoam green colors that I think works good with the purple and a bit of burgundy highlight. So I've started putting a little bit of that on the dragon, like on some of his scales. I kind of candy striped it, like more kind of gray silver. I don't know if this shows up good. And a little green there, and I'm going to have that match her
Jasmine.
eyes. Yeah.
Can you give a shout out to Tigger?
Hi, Tigger.
I'm
Both
giving
of you
free
combined?
shout outs
Yes.
now. They don't have to
I was
pay a
gonna
dollar
say-
like normal.
Tigger. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. But yeah, we have been running our Black Friday sale.
So
that
basically,
started on
you
Friday.
guys that
Yes.
are veterans to thing, Black Friday starts on Black Friday for us, and it goes all the way till, we all even do that to the wee hours of Tuesday morning.
Well, yeah, technically it is Friday through Monday, but
Yep.
we know everybody's in a different time zone.
We do a
and
wee bit of a
when
overlap.
does it end on Monday? Theoretically, midnight in between Monday and Tuesday, but since different time zones, etc., it might leak into Tuesday. But if you're gonna buy stuff, buy it during the day on Monday or before. Or yeah, that's nice. At strangeling.com, use the coupon code Thanks 2019.
We had a fantastic Thanksgiving.
All
night.
caps. Yeah, I had a very lovely Thanksgiving.
I got to spend time with Jasmine. It was a lot of fun.
And the kitty cats were there, and made 2 different roasts for the two of us.
I have
We're
almost,
vegetarian, so
I've
I made
almost
like
finished the second one.
Mm-hmm.
The first one we ate that one.
Yeah, I made a field roast and croute. These are veggies.
This is a really good one. Tell them about the encroute. It's kind
field
of French.
roast and croute. It is tasty. It's vegan. It is a grain-based roast that has cranberry stuffing, and then it's wrapped in many, many thin layers of and croute
Pastry,
means pastry.
right?
It's like phyllo dough almost, and it's wrapped around like the outside of a spanakopita or something, and it's wrapped around the outside and you slice it up, and it's very exciting. So I did that, and I did a corn roast, QUR, and a mushroom-based loaf. And
so can you say hi to K-pop? This is our first time watching you. K-pop.
K-pop. Hi, K-pop. I've heard K-pop is very popular.
Oh, their name's longer than that. I like to shorten things just to makes it easier.
That's why people do it.
And we've got, it looks like we have some Australians in the room.
Awesome.
And some Americans.
I was going to say, some of these people might not even do Thanksgiving, so you might not know what the heck we're talking about.
Do we have any buddy in the room from further Eastern Europe, like Ukraine, Russia, or anything, place like that? I know we do sometimes. Twitch is really popular in the more eastern European countries.
Yeah. We got people from all over up here.
Totally. It's my goal to get as many people from like the North Pole region as possible.
Because it's Christmas or what?
Yeah, I'm trying to Christmas theme it up, yeah.
Eh.
Those are mostly just elves and this one guy that's insane and dresses in red and white, runs around.
Yeah. Super Mario.
It's not Super Mario. Right. But yeah, this painting's looking fantastic, Jasmine.
Yeah, she turned out lovely. So today, when I'm working on this one, since the background is more or less done, I will probably work on her wings a bit. You might remember when I was sketching her, God, just a week ago. Wow. When I was doing the sketch, I had drawn some wings. You can still kind of see this one. I don't know how good it shows up. They're kind of snowflake-looking wings, and I painted the full background over it so that when I can kind of see the outline of the wing, and that's just for myself. Remember, oh yeah, make a wing there. But that way you'll be able to see if the wings are transparent. You can see the trees behind it because I'll be painting on top of it. And I won't use super opaque paint on top of it.
Jasmine,
just mix it with water. Yeah.
Are the polar bears, those Coca-Cola polar bears, are they still a thing?
Well, it's not like they ceased being a thing because time passed. What do you mean?
Well,
or do they still actively use them in commercials?
Use them in conjunction with
I don't know. It might be not a true story, but I remember in some marketing thing I read once, it was talking about how some people had, was it a cruise that it was up in the Arctic, and some people got out to take pictures of the polar bears and got eaten, and somebody tried to blame Coca-Cola for that. So I don't know if that is true.
We can blame Coca-Cola for many things, but probably not for that.
Yeah,
that's not really fair.
Tooth decay and obesity.
That'd be Mother Nature. We should blame Mother Nature on the polar bear eatings.
I mean, should we blame Philip Pullman? Although he does make polar bears look scary.
Yeah, they're like a warrior race sort of thing going on.
They wear a lot of armor. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm thirsty for Coke now. I don't know why.
Cuke.
I need some of that.
God, I love a Cuke right now.
Natural selection. Yeah, probably.
Kinda. I bet they probably got some Darwin awards.
Maybe
on
there's
that
some
one.
loved ones, and some of their loved ones are in the room right now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss.
Last I saw a polar bear advertising, he was standing on Glacier Mint.
Is that in England?
I don't know. It's some wackiness that Shaylee's talking about.
Oh, well, so probably in England? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I know. Glacier Mint is in England. It's little minty things.
True. But Shaylee does astral project around.
Well, that's cool.
She sees a lot of things.
Well, heck, you can go see real polar bears.
We have 69 people in the room. It's 4:11.
Nice.
And Jasmine, how about those raffles?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Let's see.
So do you want me to grab that?
I will get it, but I will move my palette out of the way. You can see why.
So it's cold outside now. Do you guys want?
It's super cold out. It's only 84 here right now.
Do you guys want a raffle prize that will keep you warm at night? Well, we've got that for you.
Okay. I'll keep this away from the painting because this is fabric-y and it's very exciting. Okay. This is one of my wonderful throws. This is a
pink lightning.
I don't know. I can't see anything, so.
I will shove this in a box.
Yes.
And ship it to you.
It's very cozy. Kitty cats love it. Kitty cats will kind of go into a weird trance and like start kneading their paws on it. It's kind of almost hypnotic for them. I don't know. But it's good for people too, and it keeps you warm. I have lots of this type of blanket that I use for myself. I have a really cool one that's Alan and Autumn. But anyways, this is the Pink Lightning one. We'll give it away in look.
Yeah, Alan and Autumn's ours. It's so cozy.
This is actually not my signature, but like the blanket company put it on
That's
there.
That's the biggest signature Jasmine ever made.
Yeah. I don't know if I could sign. I don't know if my pen would work good on that, but
that is one heck of a signature.
Oh, she is. But yeah, fuzzy throw. It's maybe 60 inches.
So people are asking them, if we don't win the blanket, where can we get them? Are these discontinued? Are they making them? What's going on?
I don't know. The company is allegedly retooling their website, so we will see.
Yes.
But anyways, in the meantime, you can get one of these. And
as soon as we know, we'll let you know.
Yeah,
we promise, guys.
I will set this far away from my palette, and I might show it again.
Because
I'll give that one away first, because I don't want to get paint on that. That would ruin it.
If you get paint on it, Jasmine, it's considered an original
painting. Is
painting.
it hand embellished? Okay. Second prize is Alice Wonderland coloring book. Yay!
So I've noticed something, Jasmine. I saw a ton of emails today. So many people have joined your coloring book tier on Patreon lately. What's up with that?
I think it's because I put up our 46th or 44th, I forgot, coloring page that is exclusive to Patreon. If you are a coloring person and you're not on Patreon, go up there now, $5. You can even cancel 8 minutes later and download like all 40 whatever coloring pages because you can't find them in books and such. But or you can buy a book. And these are different pictures.
What was the image for?
Certain Splendid Light.
Oh, it was, that's one of
Maddie's has got Mama Wolf in a bow.
Maddie's favorite paintings from Jasmine.
I like that one too. These are my regular coloring books. They're really cool. This is an Alice in Wonderland one just came out. You can buy this at Pop Gallery.
Now why is that a good image?
Which one?
Because we had the pin of the month coming up.
I just showed like three
we always
pictures
have
with a
too much
Cheshire
stuff
Cat.
to talk
I don't know
about.
which one the pin is kind of based off of that. It's kind of based off the one from Cheshire Clock. I forget. But yeah, that one's cool.
I think so.
These are all single-sided pages, fancy artist paper. You can buy these yourself pretty much everywhere. They're all over Amazon. This one is all Alice in Wonderland themed.
So Jasmine.
And it's got little blurbs from me on the back. You can read about stuff. Or you'll probably cover it with like markers. So that's cool. Anyways, what love?
Leela wants a Once Upon a Midnight Dreary blanket.
Oh, did they make one of those? They might have.
I don't know. I hope that we find out.
I don't know either. Yeah. That's a cool Klimt one. I like those witches in the back. But these are pretty complicated colorings. Mostly they're aimed at adults.
That's a creepy one you're showing there.
What's a what?
The Klimt one is extra creepy.
Oh, yeah. This one's cool, too. Look at that guy. Anyways, we'll give this away.
The creepy
in the meantime, you can buy them if you want. I even have some that are pages that are like the faces of fairy that are in these. But you can get them on Amazon. They're not expensive. What are they, like $12 or something? I don't know. But they're really neat. And we'll give you one. And I'll autograph yours, though, so that's fancy. These are made by Blue Angel Publishing. I've just been contacted by them. They've made all of my previous coloring books, including this one, and they've contracted me to do 2 more coloring books. So there are more in the works. The next one, I've got 2 more. One will be my art in general, kind of like my first coloring book, the Fantasy Art Adventure, and then the second one, or I don't know what order they'll come out. The other one will be a dragon-themed one, so it'll be a book from them that's dragon-themed too. Also, we're doing a new Oracle deck, and I don't know what that theme is yet, but I just talked to him about it. And then the last prize is a pen. Is it? No, not that one. This one. Yeah. Porcelina! This is a pen I did. It's the only smooth enamel pen I've ever done so far that's actually die cut on the outside. It isn't just a square. But she was the first one I did, and she was from my Corey Helfer Gallery show in Los Angeles on it was July of
about a year and
July of 2018. Huh?
Yeah, about 3 months ago or so.
Yeah, about 15 months ago or so. What is that, July? This signature looks smudgy. I might put it on a different card.
Okay, well that's fine. But
anyways, it will be signed either way, and it will be Porcelina. I just popped her on a random card.
I think I have a few of those cards around.
Yeah, I know we do. Yeah, I just grabbed a random card so I could show people on this, but we'll give her on a proper card. Nobody's ever used her. She's new in bag, and she's hard to find now.
Love Porcy.
What's that?
Love Porcy.
Aw, Porcy. See, people already have nicknames.
You already have a nickname for her, Porcy.
Right, Porcy. So those will be the prizes. We'll do them once in an hour. So the first one will be like in 45 minutes.
I really hope that I always like the nice pins that you give away to go to a person who's trying to complete their collection. So I'm crossing my fingers the MooBot chooses one of them, but
or at least pick somebody who likes pins or cares about them.
with a pin that rare, I mean,
that's something that's kind of like
they could like trade for
eBay it
somebody for
trade it or sell it. I don't
several
care.
pins.
I really don't care.
Okay, so Tammy doesn't have porcelain.
Oh really? Well,
Porcy.
Somebody will win Porcy.
Porcy.
And if Matt wins, we will draw again. MooBot. Yeah. Porky.
Who's a
Porky now?
Owned by Warner Brothers that Jasmine does not have license to.
Yeah, there you go. Porky the Pig as a mermaid. That's a good mashup right there.
So Jasmine and I were talking earlier. We're talking about that we saw that that, and this is all positive, good stuff. That Twitch is going to be making some changes. And we had talked last week about trying to up our game as far as it goes with Twitch in the future in January. So if you guys want to shoot us any feedback, we'll be happy.
Oh yeah, suggestions we make Twitch more fun.
So far we have
I just kind of paint the whole time, so
2 live cameras, and we have our slideshow. Well, I think one thing we need to do is add more things to the slideshow, or maybe if we've had a recent trip or a recent convention.
Oh, slideshows,
add that to the slideshow.
Yeah, the little things at the top. I don't think I've changed that since our first broadcast.
No, this has been the same. So we kind of slack.
It would take me 10 minutes. I could fix that. Yeah.
Yeah, so just things like that, and maybe change a few things around, maybe add some bells and whistles, but we don't want to get too
I don't want it
wacky.
to look like a video game.
We don't want it to look like a slot machine.
I was going to say, I don't want it to look like those slot machines like at casinos that are cartoons popping up constantly. I don't want it to look like that. That's probably fun for a video game channel on Twitch, if you're playing video games, but if I'm trying to be a bit more, I don't know, artsy.
So Leela says, may I ask where the huge porcelana sculpture is now? I believe
it is in Los Angeles.
That is still in California.
I think it is still on display at the Corey Helfer Gallery.
Yeah, I don't think she's on her super rock concert tour yet.
I don't think so. Might do. She has traveled a bit though. Remember they brought her to was she at Art Basel? Where was she? She was at some sort of big art show, remember?
Yes, she was not at Art Basel, but LA Art.
LA Arts,
something.
Yeah, whatever the big thing was out there.
Is huge.
Yeah.
We were invited. We get invited to doing something. We're always doing something.
Yeah.
So Shaylee says she's going to quote Bruno Mars and sings just the way you are.
There you go.
Yeah, we were just talking about Bruno Mars. We saw a picture of him next to Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift looks like she's about 20 feet tall, and Bruno Mars looks like he's about 2 feet tall in the photo.
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting. I had no idea that she was so tall and he was so short. So together they kind of make
tall.
Yeah. You can change icons for the length of subscription, like 6 or 12 months, or bits donated. Okay,
that's a good idea.
To make it more fun for you guys in the room, and you guys can show off your stuff.
Yeah, okay. Are we able to add more? At the time when I started it, they only let you add 3. Now I think they might let you add more. So that would be awesome.
Well, we might have to be at a different tier. We'll see.
Yeah, sometimes if I'm not if I don't have enough followers, it won't let me do things. So we'll see. That would be an easy thing to add though, because I've got artwork, man. That's it.
Leela pictures Porcelina traveling the oceans, visiting other mermaids.
The vast oceans.
Now, yes, and again, remember the Matt theory on Jasmine's mermaids is if they're in a koi pond, they're tiny little mermaids. That's the tiniest mermaid. And this is, again, Matt's theory. And then after the tiny mermaids of the koi ponds, there are larger ones. And that would be like amongst the koi. I think she's really tiny, I don't know, 7 inches long. She's just a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
And then there are the ones of larger ponds, and they get a little bit bigger. Then the ones in the rivers are slightly bigger. Then the ones in Great Lakes and swamps are much bigger. And then the ones that live in the oceans are huge mermaids.
The Porcelina would be big. Maybe she's like
Porcelina, I feel.
Or do you mean huge like Ponyo's mom, sort of huge?
What's that?
Like Ponyo's mom, like in the movie?
Oh, not that big.
Not that big.
Ponyo's mom is... No, I'm talking Porcelina.
Yeah.
The statue.
Is like
she's larger than you or I.
Oh, okay.
That's how big I think that your ocean ones are.
Yeah. And that is a vast ocean, so...
I did not have a chance to check out Roald Dahl's books, Karen. Or the ones that you sent to me.
Oh, we've done pretty much since you've all seen us as process orders.
Yeah, we've had Thanksgiving, process orders, so
Black
I've been
Friday.
very busy.
Yeah, we haven't really. I've left the house once since you've seen me, I think.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, but I have not had time to sit down with that. I apologize. Yeah. And that I believe was The Twits by Roald Dahl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I actually wrote that down last time when we were talking about
that. Well, I have it in my messenger.
Oh, okay. I'm painting a little tail here. I haven't really done a whole lot of, because I've got the background, but at some point it's going to turn into the foreground and kind of come closer, so it actually gives an illusion of depth. So I'm painting the tail of the dragon kind of going into the background, and it's going to be kind of blue and dark as it gets back there, even though he's going to be kind of a white pale dragon. So when you see his face being very white, as you get farther back into the distance, you'll see that it's getting darker and less high chroma, less high value.
But very high value.
A wormy little tail. I don't need to make that wormy. Come on, friend. Little squamate.
Oh, yeah. Squamates. Again, that's a reference to the Seek app.
It's a reference to...
That we love.
The taxonomy of animals.
Little tiny baby cute lizards.
Yeah. Lizards and snakes are both
lizards
types
and snakes
of
squamates. Are squamates.
It's a Latin word meaning scale.
Cool.
So if something is squamous, it means it's scaly. Just mixing some of the color I had made last week that I used for the gesso. This is not the gesso, but this is the paint color I mixed with the gesso. So it's kind of blue, gray, brown. I mixed that with some purple and some Downsizing purple, Payne's gray, and Titan buff. And I'm putting varying shades of either Payne's gray, which is kind of a dark blue-gray color, which is I'm using to make things darker, and Titan buff, which is kind of an off-white eggshell color. So I'm using the same color, adding a bit of purple to it, and just putting more of the light color as it gets closer, and more of the dark color as it kind of goes back into the bushes.
So Kate Harmon says they pre-ordered a print of this from Pop Gallery.
Already?
That's what they said.
Hey everybody! Pop Gallery told me you could start ordering tomorrow morning. So.
Yeah, that's the official thing.
Okay.
To
be fair, they do accept emailed orders, so that would be a difficult thing to timestamp.
I don't.
So if
staying out of that.
Yeah. So I will give the official party line here. Pop Gallery will start taking pre-orders for prints. I gotta paint it first, but they'll start taking pre-orders for the original painting for masterpiece editions. We're only making 5 of those, so if you want a masterpiece edition, call sooner rather than later, or email them as soon as you can, preferably tomorrow morning or maybe before. And that's the only way you can get one. But we'll have regular prints.
Kate Harmon says, yeah, that's what I do. I email them.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, if you call them, I think they'd probably say, no, call us tomorrow. They don't talk like that. They're very nice. They have very good customer service, actually.
Well, that's always, I do that too whenever I use a
like, how come everybody you know talks like, yeah. It's like, no, that's just my random voice I use for people who are not me. Oh, yeah, I wanted him to kind of go around.
So Jasmine, Kelly was late to the room.
Oh.
Do we need to lecture Kelly for not showing up on time?
Kelly, I mean...
Or Kelly Sarah, rather.
Okay. No, I'm not. I don't like lecturing people. I mean, other than these tutorials I do weekly lecturing about painting.
Jasmine, do you imagine there'll be a 10 by 10 for this one?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think it'll look like? If you can kind of, if you're able, well...
I always tell everybody that if you're asking about a square, I don't know how good you can see it.
Well, she'd show the nice chunk of it.
Yeah.
Like the middle part.
Okay, so, hey... Now, this is 12 inches wide, so if I were to think about what is 12 by 12, would be the same proportions as a 10 by 10, right. Says a lady who doesn't like lecturing. We've got 12, so if I do 12 by 12, I would be able to get the top part of her head, and not quite her lower leg, but you could get her bottom leg, unless I cut off the top of her head and get some of the snow. So, I'll probably play around with it and see either way. I think... whether I crop the extra, because a 12 by 16 would be a 2-to-3 ratio instead of a 1-to-1 ratio, so I'm going to be losing a third of the painting basically, no matter how if I want to make a square out of it. Works for Canvas Cuties too, but we won't be doing those on our website because this is a Pop Gallery exclusive at Disney Springs. But if I cut off the top, I think that would still get a big part of the painting. Or if I cut off the bottom, I think it would still get a big part of the painting. I'll probably kind of do it in the middle, so yeah. 10 by 10s. What is Pop Gallery charges $95 for an open edition 10x10 gallery wrap canvas, so that would be a $95 option. And if you call them ahead of time, for example, tomorrow morning, or email them,
those will be open edition.
Those are open edition, so you could do it anytime up until the 14th, because the 14th is when my event at Pop Gallery is.
Well, I'll do my best. I mean,
no.
If we get 100 orders on
if you could let me finish my sentence, you would be able to get yours signed if you got it there, if you did it before the 14th. If it's after the 14th, it probably wouldn't be signed because our 10x10s at Pop Gallery are not signed generally. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'll make a bunch of these.
Yeah, we'll make a bunch of them.
I just don't want people to think that they can order it on the same day, have it signed and everything.
No, you can't order it the same day, but if you come to the gallery, they'll probably have some, or you can order it ahead of time from the gallery. Right. So if you want a 10x10, I promise I'll make that square very exciting, and I won't cut off like her eyes and only show her mouth or anything stupid like that.
Oh, so Jasmine, Rage Pixie says, I hate talking on phones. Then again, auto menus drive me to rage. Press 1 for another set of pushing button menus before we cut you off. Og evil.
Do I like things like that, man?
Jasmine hates phones more than anyone I know.
Yeah.
She even hates her nice phone that she can post things with, and she just doesn't like phones.
I can't even use Facebook on my phone.
Oh, and Rukama says, thank you all for smooth purchasing of Christmas Faces a Fairy set. Was much better experience.
That's something that happened this week. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
I'd show it to you guys,
but
they're
all
all
down for maybe
out.
8-10 minutes, and then it was back up and smooth. And
but they were all gone right away.
Oh yeah, they were all. The last one,
went for that. I did do
about an entire hour of purchasing.
Yeah, so if you could, set an alarm and you woke up for an hour, you could do that, and people did. 250 people did. That's pretty good. I don't think I even have a printout for it. I didn't have a printout for it because I actually showed the first one last week. By the way, if you're the person who won the number one we gave away last week here at Twitch, we haven't heard from you yet.
I want to see if those guys are in the room.
They might be in the room. Yeah, so they might not have known they won.
I'll have to check and see.
We'll give you a while. Otherwise, we might give it to somebody else. Not today, don't worry, but eventually.
Well, people are probably happy about that now.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's all sold out now. That was before. That happened this week. So much stuff happened this week. Considering I didn't leave the house but once to get...
Oh, tons of things.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we also, if you guys didn't see, I put up a bunch of new canvas cuties.
Yes, I think I let my Patreon folks know that on the Patreon website, but you might not have heard. Matt has put up dozens of new canvas cuties in the Patreon exclusive shopping area at strangeling.com in time for Black Friday, because if you are ordering before it turns between Monday and Tuesday at midnight, you can get your 25% off, and if you're a Patreon 10 member, you can get 35% off, because your discount code for Patreon 10 will stack on top of the discount code for Thanks 2019. And that means 35% off, which a few people have taken advantage of in a marvelous way. We had somebody have an order earlier on Friday, or maybe it was Saturday. They saved $3,601 by using their Patreon discount code along with their Thanks 2019 code, which is pretty good. Obviously, they spent a lot of money, but think if they hadn't paid $10 to join the Patreon, then they would have lost $3,500. But maybe I shouldn't tell people that.
Ricky said, "Oh bugger, I totally forgot to email you the one for Gabriel would have wanted. Never mind, next year."
You can still email us.
You can email
us. We
us.
might not get it up before.
I'm still taking suggestions.
Yeah, if you ever have suggestions, we can't promise to get them done in a certain amount of time.
Sometimes they don't work.
And sometimes not every, like I was showing you with a ruler,
you
gotta look at faces of fairy. I always find that anything, you look at it, make a square, see if it looks like it all fits into a square. That's how you can tell if it makes a 10x10 or a canvas cutie. 1-to-1 ratio. But yeah, if you ever have suggestions for you Patreon people who want canvas cuties online, we can add them up there. It might take us a couple days, but we will.
Okay, so Make My Clay says, thank you so much. I received my Dragon Dice Fairy from the Twitch giveaway.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you.
And Shaylee says something. I have a question. Jasmine has a wonderful way of painting the reflections of colors in her artwork onto water and skin.
Yeah.
But has she ever painted Purple Rain and then, broken the song?
Prince? I like Prince, all right. I have not painted Purple Rain and then broken to song. I'm sorry. I'm only 40 though, so I've got time.
There you go.
Matt might have done so, but he doesn't really paint. I was gonna say Matt's more the break into a print song at any given time sort of guy, but he might do it while I was painting.
Yeah, usually it's Let's Go Crazy.
Well, when I'm painting.
No. Oh, okay. Just the song that I usually break into, that I usually start singing from.
As far as Prince goes, really?
Doesn't mean it's my favorite song. No. I like how it starts out.
Yeah, I can think of a lot of
beloved,
times.
We are gathered here to,
yes.
To a place called life. Yeah, that's, I like that.
Yeah, I can think of a number of times you've broken into Prince songs. So, yeah.
Constantly.
I mean, it's not as much as like George Michael
or
something.
Jasmine, there's still time. I would love to think of Matt singing to you whilst you are painting.
It might. He does sing to me when I'm
painting. You might
painting.
like it, Shaylee. I don't think Jasmine does.
I can pretty much do anything when I'm painting. So,
Darling Nikki, yeah, I should sing that to Jasmine.
Yeah.
Or Little Red Corvette. Actually, I used to sing that to you all the time.
Jasmine. Yeah, I was gonna say. What you mean? What? Yeah. Okay. You've sung quite a few of them, haven't you?
Yeah. You bet.
Raspberry Beret.
I'm a Prince fan.
1999.
When Prince passed away, I was visiting New Orleans.
Yeah.
And it was a special, weird
music experience
time for me.
Yeah, it was New Orleans, and it was during Jazz Fest. I remember. I was not there. I was at home, but yeah, I remember
Everybody
you
was playing Prince music in the streets.
Yeah, and you texted me a photo. They had a big like airplane flyover. And
yeah, they made the Prince symbol in the sky over New Orleans. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's sad.
He did, of course, he did music for Tim Burton's Batman.
Yes, he did.
That was a good soundtrack. This painting could be titled "Winter is Coming."
It could be.
It could be, but it's called Wintry Dragonling instead.
I had to name it before I painted it, so we'd have a kind of a SKU number to talk about the products and the prints and the everything that are going to be at the website or the gallery, not the website. So I had to name it before painting it, which is always kind of a weird thing because it's like when I do contract work, often I have to have a title of the painting, and sometimes Pop Gallery doesn't do this, but sometimes places will ask for a picture of what the painting is going to look like, which I always think is confusing when I haven't painted something yet, but I don't know. I guess people who do digital art could kind of mock something up right quick. Or people who are sketchers, drawing, so forth. Even though this part of the dragon is kind of behind her, I'm making it brighter than his tail coming down this way. I'm putting more Titan buff in it, but I'm not going to make it as bright as the dragon himself. There are only a couple parts of the dragon I'll probably use white on. Probably this part of his wing, as it would be closer to the viewer and would be catching any light coming in from this angle. And also on his face, since we have kind of two light sources, this one's slightly warmer, that one's slightly cooler. And that one, that will highlight his face, and I'll probably use a tiny little bit of white and putting on his little horns and stuff. But
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Rukama likes the name you chose. How deep is the ocean?
Ah, yes, Maddie chose that one.
Well,
that was kind of like you were talking about earlier
about way I chose it.
Yes, yeah. Well, kind of like you were talking about earlier. I'll show that one too because that's the painting I was working on. Not last weekend, but the one before. And we've sent this one. This is just a printout. We mailed the painting. The painting
will be up for sale the same night as our pop show.
Yes, the same night she comes for sale. She actually comes for sale, but this one will be in California. This one will be in Florida. The one in California will be at the Corey Helfer Gallery. And I think you could reserve the original painting for this one now. Unless somebody's already bought it, they won't tell me. But if you did, that's cool. If not, if nobody's bought it yet, you could. Do you have the contact info for, I guess it would be Sherry at Corey Helfer Gallery?
Yeah. Okay. That up.
Or if you want a preview of the whole entire show at Corey Helfer Gallery, it's multiple artists, probably like 70 artists or something, and we each did one 12 by 12 painting. And it's bigger than us. It's like a 12 by 12. That will be opening December 14th in downtown Los Angeles at the Corey Helfer Gallery. And this original is 12 by 12. It's on thick masonite, like already wired, ready to hang. And I think it's priced at $4,200. I forget what a 12 by 12 is. I think it's at $4,200. $4,200.
$4,200.
Okay, thanks, Kitty.
Sure.
But little sea monster turned out so cute. But yeah, after I finished the original painting, Matt, I was like, I need to name something. I scanned it in. I got to call it something. They need it for the gallery paperwork. And Matt's like, oh, is it the mermaid one? I'm like, yeah, she's in the mermaid in the ocean with the sea monster. And Matt's like, okay, well, how deep is the ocean? As if he was going to go into his theory about how big mermaids are. How big
is that mermaid?
Yeah, it's kind of, and I knew it was going to follow up. And I was like, I'm just going to call it How Deep is the Ocean? So that's what we called it. And also, I think it's kind of a neat thought about the ocean is very large, and many things, like this little fella and this lovely lady, might be hiding in there. Her eyes, I want to make kind of the seafoam green that I'm also putting on the dragon. I have not put a whole lot of pigment on her yet, but I'm going to work on that a little. Okay, let's see if I can move this camera around. I want to show you like my zinc or anything. Putting a little bit of yellow, a little bit of the Payne's gray, a little bit of the generic mud mixture I mixed with the gesso, and making it kind of light green. This will not be the finished color, but this will, putting a very light tone where the ambient light is kind of hitting the lower part of her iris will make it look very jewel-like and almost translucent once I do put more highly pigmented, higher saturated colors on top of it. But I want it to be kind of a pale green. I will also probably not put a lot of dark in the pupil of her eyes. I might keep it kind of lighter, probably going with, I don't know, Van Dyke brown, a bit of the mud color, and then some of the Payne's gray. That way, when I put, it will kind of give it a more glazed marble look that I like. And if I put the dark color around her eyelashes and the dark color in the dragon's eyes, that will make them pop a bit more. Also look kind of wintry. Somebody was making the winter is coming joke. If you think about like the White Walkers in Game of Thrones, how they have that kind of clouded over almost opacity that is in the pupil of their eyes, which is something that happens to people within about 40 minutes after you die. It kind of clouds over your eye. It gives it kind of a dreamy look too, if you do it in a nice feathery kind of fairy situation as opposed to scary zombie guy on a dead horse situation.
Well, it looks like the person that won that raffle last week is in the room, but they're not responding.
Are they a bot? Calling you out. Okay, what's their name? I can say it out loud. Maybe they're listening.
24747.
What is it?
Wired 24747.
Wired 24747?
Mm-hmm.
They're claiming that they're on the internet 24 hours, but they're not listening when they win a prize.
Maybe. I've sent them their little weird,
okay,
whatever the messages are called.
Okay, Wired 24/7, whatever. You won a prize that is worth a lot of money.
So Leela wants cashew time for us.
Oh, I can get cashew time. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is.
That's 4:40.
Thank you for not saying cashew time when I asked what time it is. Yes. Yeah, I'll have a cashew.
Okay, I'll fetch some. Cashew, I'm not sneezing.
Gesundheit. So now this makes it look like her eyes are almost glowing. I'm not making her look like a werewolf, don't worry. It will look more natural when it's completed. But you can see this is the underlayment of a lighter, more opaque level that will catch your eye, not her eye. When you're looking at it, there'll be translucent layers of paint on top of it. So your eye will actually see the depth of the clear jewel tones on top of the opaque white and Titan buff and seafoam tones that I've added here. Sorry, need some cashews. I don't know what it'll look when I'm doing this on TV. I got hot tea today instead of iced tea. And it's still boiling? Hot. It's still like boiling. I bought this thing at this morning when we were having breakfast. The one time I left the house this week.
Oh, let's promote them. What's a little shop called?
It's called Gypsy Moon. It's on the main street here in Celebration, Market Street, Celebration. Cute little shop just opened up called Gypsy Moon. They've got like wine and little gourmet goodies and lots of like reusable cups and straws and eco fun stuff like that. Anyways, this is supposed to keep hot tea hot for 8 hours, and I put boiling water in it hours ago, and it's still almost boiling. And I made hot tea today because it's December, even though it's 84 degrees out, so I kind of feel silly, but... Oh yeah, that's still hot.
I can't drink hot things.
Yeah. It's a good tea, too. I got that from Whole Foods. It's hibiscus and rose. It's a herbal tea. If I drink caffeine after, like, 4 o'clock, I will never go to sleep again.
Tigger says, really like the updated website. Looks great. Love the Bible section.
Golly, that's something that's happened this week, too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, my website admin, Sonia, had refreshed our entire website. So if you haven't been there for a while... What's that?
It's more streamlined.
It's way more streamlined, way more user-friendly. It looks a lot more modern, I guess. I don't know how to tell.
It doesn't look that different.
It didn't look that different.
My end of it, which is good for me because
I
don't like change.
Yes.
So on my end, it looks the same.
I like change fine, but yeah. So if you have not been to Strangeling.com for a while, it's a good time to go there because obviously we are running a crazy sale up there. And
we've got
the website looks new, and we added dozens of new canvas cuties.
Right, we've got tons of orders. And
we have gotten a lot of orders, but keep ordering because we kind of live off of this for the next few months. So it helps us out a lot.
It'll slow a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what? That's okay. I'll rock all the orders out. They'll be all out at the end of the week.
And we've got Brandon helping us with those, so yeah, we're doing good. But please go buy stuff. Thank you. It's Small Business Sunday? No, that was yesterday. Wait, no, Small Business Saturday. That was yesterday. I am not a font of
Leela says she can't eat properly at the moment. I know that you just had a visit to the dentist. Yeah. That's probably pretty ouchy, so our thoughts are with you.
Yeah.
You also have to avoid straws with extractions usually.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, Mimi probably knows.
Oh, yeah, somebody told me somebody had just gotten their wisdom teeth taken out and they said they couldn't use straws for a while.
Well, you don't want to risk getting a dry socket.
Ew. No, I don't.
Oh, stop talking.
I don't know what a dry socket is, but I don't want that in my mouth.
Yeah, it can be pretty
I'm one of those very lucky people who've never had a cavity or
I hope you're healing
before.
well,
So I know
that can
I understand that sort of thing hurts a lot, though.
Pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
So I hugs to you, Leela.
Okay. Any dental stuff.
I owe you a hug.
Oh.
Just for that.
We'll cash it in next time we're in England next year.
Yes. We'll cash you it in.
We'll cash it in. Okay. And what I haven't really decided yet is what color to make her dress. I've kind of drawn in her dress, just basing it kind of off of one of my little statues I had sitting around. That's always easy. It's one of my statues. I can paint it. And I haven't put thought also as to whether or not on her feet. I just kind of drew little legs in there. I don't know if I want her to have like being barefoot or if I want to give her tights. Looking at it realistically, if I was out in the snow, I would probably want some sort of socks or stockings or tights or shoes or something. I don't know, maybe I wouldn't, but that's not good advice for people in general. If it's cold, I should probably have her covering her legs, but she has bare arms. I don't know. That's something I'll think about when I'm working on this. You can see her shoulders. She's got kind of an off-the-shoulder dress. And she's magic. She's got a dragon, so, I mean, she probably isn't cold. She got wings made of icicles, so, I don't know. Some paintings require a lot more deep thought than others. One thing I would like to do is bring a more warm neutral into this because this is threatening to pastel out in a way that isn't necessarily good. There's a lot of really nice limited palette sort of pastel paintings out there, but if you do it wrong, sometimes it turns into a pseudo-impressionist looking Thomas Kincaid thing that I don't want it to turn into. So I want to put some warm neutral somewhere in the main part of the painting that your eye would first be drawn to. So possibly around her eyes, maybe around the dragon's eyes. Often I'll go in with some ochres or siennas and put that around some eyes. Yeah.
Leela says, what about ice shoes for the painting?
I could do that. I'm trying to think. I had one... Can you see the legs of my character in my painting Winter?
Winter?
She has stockings. She has stripy stockings.
I can pull it up.
I'm trying to think. No, I remember it. I painted it.
Okay.
I'm thinking out loud. I apologize. Maybe if I do that.
So ice shoes, like pokey ice shoes?
Well, think about sometimes my characters will have like little boots that are made out of leaves or something. If I did it that were kind of transparent and looked sort of wintry. I might save her legs for when I'm working on her wings, since those are a top and a bottom extremity as far as her appendages go. If they matched, that might bring a feeling of cyclical completion to it. I don't. Yeah, what I say.
I bet Leela just wants a print of this when we go to Whitby next time. So
I'm sorry, I can't.
It's
Pop Gallery exclusive.
Oh yeah, no, she.
I know.
That's right. It's a.
She'd have to order it from Pop Gallery. She couldn't get it in person.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So maybe I'll try to not make it a good painting. No, or you could email.
Yeah, because it's like that with Luna moths.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't make the smaller 4x6 prints at Pop for Luna moths, do they?
They did during the event last year, didn't they?
Did they?
Or did they not? I might be confusing it with when I did the Four Seasons event there. I forget. I'm usually not super involved with deciding what sizes are available at the galleries, if it's something that is special to a specific gallery, like with Disney or Pop Gallery, etc. So I don't always know or have it grilled into my mind the way I do when it's things that I'm selling myself. I'll show you what I've done here. This is easy, kind of. I put a bit of brown, red, a little bit purple, quinacridone, nickel azo gold, and I've kind of dry brushed it around her eyes, much like you would use if you're making a smoky eye effect with eye makeup. And I've also done it to her little dragon. Now that automatically stops them from looking like a marble sculpture of a fairy holding a dragon, and again, kind of pasteling out, and kind of will start to look like they're a more real animal. Because when you get close to a membrane on a normal animal, these are both animals that I have not seen very often of in real life, a dragon and a fairy, but animals that live in our usual earth, if you get close to your eyes, your ears, there's a hole in you somewhere, you tend to have higher pigmentation and a bit of a surface change in the texture of your skin around that area. And putting a little bit of color, even if it's blue or purple, doesn't matter what it is, that makes a transition from regular face stuff or scale stuff of your dragon and where the slimy bits like your eyes and your nostrums and all that are. Oh, that's looking cute. Wish I was good at putting eye makeup on me this way. I can paint it all day, but I'm hopeless in real life.
Remember when I decorated our Christmas tree with porcelain crowns?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
You ever seen our earlier Christmas trees that my dad would put together?
He'd put like skulls and weird things on them.
Shotgun casings and dead things he found in the yard.
Oh, that's
roadkill. I mean, it from Missouri, but yeah.
Shaylee didn't get to keep her teeth when she got some extractions, but apparently when she was sedated, she asked to hold them and said that they were bullets.
Cool.
Yeah, nitrous is good stuff. No, I'm not the tooth fairy. I just used to work at a lab where I made porcelain teeth. I then later
I met you, even.
Yeah, I then later was a dental assistant, which is two different jobs: dental technician and dental assistant. So I just saved some.
Yep.
Are you guys in Florida in May? I only saw the winter schedule.
I live here. Hey,
April 16th through 19th, MegaCon.
Maddie, yeah, April 16th through 19th, we will be at MegaCon. I might not be there the first day of MegaCon. Matt will be there, the gallery, or my booth will be there, rather, and everything, but I might, our friend is doing a concert in Kansas City that night, so I might go there during that. I'm not sure yet. But we will be at MegaCon for sure. April 16th through 19th. Again, I will be there many times through those dates, but I might not be there the whole time. I sent out my mailing list yesterday, which I had not done because I was having issues with the website software and didn't want to mess around with it for about a year. So we've got the mailing list back up and running after a year. If anybody is on the mailing list, if you look at the bottom of it, it totally says my schedule for next year. It is not very specific. For example, I don't have the precise dates of some of them. It just says like November or something like that for 2020 because that's very far out. And that has a lot of the larger events we're doing on it. Do you have access to my email or to your email, Maddie, or anywhere that
I have access to your email account?
If you look at, do you know how to find, I think I'm on my own mailing list, probably. I don't know. But if you look at the bottom of it, it'll say. But yeah, we live here in Florida, so we do a lot of stuff here. But we also travel a lot. And they were asking about May specifically.
Yeah, you think that might be in your most recent mailing list?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I found it.
Okay, if you scroll way down
you
to
just
the
sent that
bottom
out.
of it. Pardon?
You sent that out yesterday, actually.
Yeah, yesterday.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
it
if
was
I
for the
scroll
Black
down,
Friday thingy. Yeah, or Black Saturday. I don't know
and I'm scrolling down
at the very bottom.
At the very top.
Very bottom.
Very bottom.
The opposite at the top. Yes.
I couldn't hear what you said. You said it very quickly. Many more events are already scheduled.
No, about that. Do you see all the events?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's see. No, April 16th and 19th, April 20th. Nope, no May in here.
Okay, I don't have anything scheduled yet for May, but you have to remember with things like Disney, like the Wonderground Gallery, Disney Springs, stuff like that, I don't get my schedule until 1 or 2 months ahead of time. Kind of like being a waitress somewhere. You don't know a year in advance if you're working a Saturday afternoon or a Saturday night. I don't know yet, but when I do know, I will post it on my events page. They'll probably have me at Wonderground once around then. We are in England for Whitby right after MegaCon, correct?
Yes, very shortly after.
So I don't know if we will be back home by May. We'd be back home by May. I know I'll be in California. It might be May or June or July. I don't know when, but I'll be doing a takeover. I don't know if we'll be gone how much in advance for that, because that will be at the Wonderground Gallery in California, and they just told me summer. I think they even said spring or summer, so it's not going to be during April though. Man, it sounds like we're going to be everywhere during April. Oh, my life is planned out.
The dentist kept all of Leela's teeth, and now Leela's out.
Now you don't have any
money because of the no visit from the
Tooth Fairy.
The Tooth Fairy.
Oh,
that's sad.
That's like the only way you could probably get Tooth Fairy stuff as a grown-up is to get them from the dentist.
Yes, the Tooth Fairy really, really wants grown-up teeth.
Those are rare.
They're not.
Grown-ups are far less likely to put their teeth
the children's teeth as much as one might think from TV shows with pillows and whatnot. Yeah. They really, really, really just want giant grown-up teeth.
Ew. Or is it grosser that they want children's teeth? I don't know.
Well, children's teeth are like they're barely in there. Their roots are not very strong.
They fall out so easy. Children's teeth.
What's that?
That's why children's teeth fall out so
yes,
easy.
It's a good thing.
Grown-ups' teeth, you have to go to a place and you have to pull on them.
Yeah, you have to separate it from the bone, and it makes nice cracking noises. Crack, crack, back forth, and it's in stereo inside the person's head if they're conscious. So sometimes little bits of bone will be left over, like little splinters of bone.
I'm taking a little bit of that same kind of orangey yellow color that I mixed up, and I'm putting that to kind of delineate in between some of his little scales, so it looks less like a candy cane or something and more like an actual reptile. Actually, it's starting to look sort of like corn on the cob or something. I don't want to make it too yellow because I want it to be kind of a pastel green. How close are we to the giveaway raffle?
About 5 minutes out.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, and after that, I'm going to switch my water out because my water's kind of blue. I haven't changed it for like a few days, and it's turning some of my yellows green when I don't want it to.
Wow. 8 extractions and you were awake for each one, Leela? That's a lot of extractions.
Man.
Man. I'm sorry.
At least it's done with. It's not like they can pull it twice. Won't have to go.
Well, hopefully they're roughly in the same area. Shaylee says, that's a good point. Jasmine's girls are usually quite demure. Has she ever painted their teeth? I remember animals with teeth, maybe a vampire, but a big toothy grin on a painting. Yeah. Well, I can think of one.
Smile. No,
not Smile, but
Speak No Evil?
Yes.
Speak No Evil. That is a great painting. Nobody ever buys it unless they're buying it at the same time as.
This is why and this is an example, Shaylee, of why Jasmine's characters don't smile.
I love that painting so much. That's one of my favorite paintings I've done.
Yeah, I think it rocks.
Yeah, But I don't think anybody's ever bought that unless they bought it as a set with the one that goes
we're talking about.
Yeah, put a link to it. It's a good painting. It's a great painting.
Yeah,
somebody got a tattoo of it.
It's not
that
the bestseller,
cool.
but it's not a low seller at all. Usually people want to buy the set.
People only buy it with Divine Hand. I've never seen anybody just buy that one.
Yeah, I often make the cute little canvas cuties and have them side by side.
And people will get both because if you have a link to Divine Hand or to both.
Oh sure,
together,
yeah, I'll link that.
Actually, they might have. Is there a set on the website that you can get both?
There is indeed.
Yeah. Do you have a link to that?
Yeah, I'll put the set up. Yeah, I think Amber put that up there because that's a smart move.
Yeah, and
like you said,
I'm taking some of that same yellow and I'm putting on the interior ring around her pupil, and I'm putting a little bit around the limbic ring of the outside of her iris too. That will start making it a more rounded shape. Since your eye is a ball, parts of the eye are closer to other parts of the eye, even when you just see an oval-shaped opening. It's really a whole ball that's, goes in your skull bits there. Sorry. Gotta do this really quick, otherwise it's gonna dry. Okay.
I love the cute little teeth on Speak No Evil. Man, those are scary little bitey teeth.
Yeah. Her eyes are starting to look more kind of realistic, but not super realistic.
Oh, so C. Ziggy says, every time I see Divine Hand and Speak No Evil, I look for a Hear No Evil one.
Oh,
You do have a older.
I do. I have
is that even up on the website?
Fairies. Three Wise Fairies? Probably not. That's from like 20 years ago.
It's up there.
It might be up there. I signed one.
It's super cute, man. That was on
MegaCon, I think.
Back in the day.
That was like a Hot Topic and stuff.
Right,
remember?
back in the day when stores actually merchandised things that weren't that were from.
We're not mass produced from China. Yeah.
Right. I was trying to figure out a good way to say it.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if there is.
When they actually got
this was on a lot of products.
Artists, yeah.
I'm sure that some of you that are
if there's people my age, you might remember, or younger, slightly younger.
Probably remember this was on everything.
I had that pencil case in
stickers,
middle school.
Little purses, everything.
Sometimes people still say that to me. They're like, I had Wicked Trixie and False on my makeup bag when I was 14. Good to see you're still alive. I'm like, yeah, that was 9 years ago, 20 years ago.
You started so young.
Yeah, I know. It's true. Yeah, I started
you're still,
when I was like 5.
You did well early on.
Yeah, that helps. I hope.
Oh, so C. Ziggy gave a heart because they like the Three Wise Fairies.
I was trying to think. Senseless Prophecy is similar.
Senseless Prophecy is another. I'll put that one.
Yeah, that's kind of a long.
This one's another creepy one, guys. I'll put this one up.
But it's a good painting. It's not very Christmassy, but that's okay.
Oh, it's weird. It's a hard one to enjoy.
So when I had that on Facebook, several people reported
unfriended
it.
you.
Well, yeah. Well, several people have quit my thing.
People get
weird if they do something slightly off.
I kind of love how easily offended people get by something like this. Yeah. It's kind of neat in a way.
It's not offensive. And somebody's like, "Could you please send me this print? But could you paint something over where her eyes are?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna do a whole nother painting just for you because you gave me $9." Dude.
Yeah,
buy something else. There's 1,000 other ones to choose from.
Yeah, Senseless Prophecy is not the
It's not
the most popular.
Not a popular one. No.
So. Like just missing eyes.
I love that painting.
So see, Ziggy says, I love the creepy ones. I want all the plague mask ones.
Oh, man,
that's
too.
a good series.
Is
that one still up on the site?
Which one? I painted. You know how many plague doctors I have painted? Think of like
Alchemist's Revenge and all his friends.
I don't know. Those are up there. Those are from the late 90s, early 2000s.
I've actually there's been.
Well, think of Allison and Van Eyck portrait. That's got a lovely plague doctor.
Yeah, I like the plague doctor ones too.
Yeah, okay, let's see if I can find it.
That's showing Jasmine's like. Yeah, like the Alchemist's Revenge, for example. It doesn't have one of your trademark girls in it. Yeah, it's just Jasmine.
And we saw a heck of a lot of those, didn't we?
Oh, we saw a ton. I cannot keep. I
don't even know if it's on the website.
Oh man,
but,
there's not a day.
But this
goes
one,
by we don't get 17 emails about Alchemist's Revenge.
Shut up! Hey, somebody asked me the other day about my Plague Doctor series. Anyway, he is in. This is the coloring book version of it, so it's not real obvious, but. He's in the Allison and Van Eyck portrait, which is I have prints of that for sure on my website. I love that painting. At the time I did it, it was one of the most complicated long time paintings I did.
I remember
like
that
90 hours on it. It's before I had my bigger desk here, and I painted it on the floor. Remember that?
We've seen the original like a million times.
Yes, and I made it the same size as the painting that it's based off of, the Van Eyck painting from the 1500s. It's the same size as the one at the National Gallery in London.
That when I go see that one at the National Gallery, I think it looks like the off one.
Yeah, I know.
Of course, I'm wrong. Oh, I need to get seeds. Oh, my alarm didn't go off.
Was it after? You
know what? I probably forget to set the thing.
Probably. What time is it?
It's 5:02. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and
Oh, and this is for the Oh, this is not for the coloring. This is for the throw, right? The throw blanket.
Yep, we're getting the throwaway because we thought it might be good to get this one out of the way so you don't get any paint on it.
Yeah, I know. I've got it kind of awkwardly.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to Moobot, and we're going to see who won the throw. And I will pop this in a box. Wherever you live on the planet, I will let you go. Even if you don't live on the planet, which, I don't know, some of you guys are in rare form tonight. Maybe you don't live on this planet.
They could be on this International Space Station.
They could, but I doubt it.
Yes. Anyways, here's my giant cozy blanket, and somebody's going to get it because I already got one. So.
Let's see who's got it.
Somebody's give me a promotional thing, and I already have one. It's like, oh, I'll give it away. I don't need two of them.
Rick's Accident.
Rick's Accident. You need a blanket for your accident.
For your accident. All right.
So
I will put up the little text there.
And we will let you know once this company, if and they do, gets...
Well, I very much need to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
I think that we need to figure out what's going on because I want you to have wearable products.
Bought by a different place, and they make wonderful things. They make almost all of Matt's shirts and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you see a shirt that I'm wearing, it's from them, and people are like, "Where are they?" And I'm like, "This dude could be making bank." But hey, we need to talk to him. I'll talk to him.
What's his name? I forget.
I don't remember.
I've met him, and I've met multiple.
No, he's a sweet dude.
He's super nice.
He's
nice. Yeah. And I've met his family members and stuff too. I've met him in person in California.
I think we have his email.
Yeah.
We'll look it up.
Yeah. I'm going with some darker.
Rick's Accident is in the room, which I haven't been in the chat because I was looking at Moobot. Where are you? Are you in there? Because I want people in here when they win. It's so much more fun.
It's more exciting to tell people when they won instead of a week later, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, we want you in the moment, man."
So if you're in the room, yay! Just follow the follow what Jasmine's
Do what?
I just said follow what Jasmine's little message is in there.
Oh,
I guess it's my message.
I have a message somewhere. And any of you already have a blanket or don't want it, let us know that too. Because
it's super cozy. It's one of those blankets that you watch Netflix and you're cozy with.
You
know those blankets. Everybody's got those blankets.
Give it to somebody.
This one just happens to have a beautiful jasmine art on it. That
big
Owl in Autumn one.
Oh my god, that's the one that really hypnotizes the kitty cats. What's that?
You're not allowed to give that one away.
No, that's the one I keep at my Kansas City studio.
Because it's cold there.
Because it's always cold there.
Ooh, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Rockhamel, not to be confused with Rukama.
Okay.
I have the Unseelie Court war blanket.
Oh, that's a cool one.
That is cool.
I love that one.
Okay, Pineapple Princess says Rick's Accident just stepped out and will be back in a half hour or
Excellent.
So. Cool. And there's always that option too, as you type in raffle, then you leave for a while and you come back and check. Hunting people down is kind of sad.
Well, it's hard to hunt people down because we don't know your email address. We don't know your real name.
I can only use the
we just know what you're calling yourself
built in here on Twitch.
And the messaging, the messenger thing on Twitch is really worthless. It is worthless. I've never, if anybody's messaged me, I probably don't know.
Something, Jasmine, because that's how Moobot tells you if you're in the raffle.
Is that?
Yes,
okay.
Moobot will.
I mean, I don't even know if I've ever checked my messages on Twitch.
That's how it's useful on our end.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I was thinking about it for talking to people.
Right.
I don't know, like how Facebook has a messenger, or I think used to, but I don't know if they still do. Maybe I just turned it off.
I'm sure it does.
A lot of websites have messengers, but I just turn them off because I'll get a billion. I don't know. Are chat rooms still a thing? I mean, you're in a chat room now, right? Though.
I am in a chat room
but
now.
It's not a. as much of a platform for that.
But I remember AOL chat rooms.
Yeah.
A million gazillion years ago.
It was like pre-texting times.
Yes.
So I've gone in with a dark. Yes. You have to look at it in context. Though. If you put, I put some Van Dyke brown, some Payne's gray, and just a little bit of phthalo turquoise to make it almost black, but not quite. And I've gone along the outer rim of around her tear duct and where her fancy eyelashes are. And I've similarly done the same on the dragon on a different scale. It might look like I've added a highlight there, but I haven't really. What I've done is I've gone around the original blue-gray I used when I was doing the sketch last week. And I've just left that part showing through. Depending on how the light ends up working and where I want my most extreme highlights and my most dark low lights, I might end up putting a little bit of white on the eyes, but I might not. Because if it's not in the brightest part of the painting, if I put white there, it will start looking like a sticker that somebody stuck on there instead of an actual three-dimensional little girl with her dragon.
Hey, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Amber has no problem because Melody's asking. About remarks. If people don't want the remark on there, they can just simply ask for it.
Just ask for it. Ask for it.
Yeah, I see people do that.
Yeah, because sometimes the remark will cover up cool stuff that's happening in the painting.
Right. And
you
if you
can always say,
don't like the remark, that's fine. It doesn't hurt our feelings.
I don't care.
I mean, we just want you to have
the only reason I put remarks on there is because people were like, well, how do I know it's official? Where does it have everything? I'm like, well, we could put a little gold thing in the corner.
People
with that
were very much all for it at first.
Yeah, at the beginning, people were complaining there wasn't that. Now people are like, oh, we don't like that. I'm like, okay, That's what I said. It covers up stuff, but you can always ask for it without. It would be kind of nice, Maddie. That would be something that we could maybe add or something in the website if you could have a drop down that said add a remark on the front or no, I just want the COA on the back.
I'm wondering, see, that seems like something on the website that would either take 600 million hours
or it could be like one
seconds.
thing that you could click.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Well,
I'm going to run up real quick and get,
okay. I'll talk to Sonia and Amber about that one.
Yeah, because we talked about that like a year or two ago.
Kalira said people were talking about Jasmine's painting showing teeth, the vampire ones, and some of the faces.
The vampire ones.
Yeah, I think Shayla had mentioned
a lot of vampires. All the ones in my vampire oracle deck.
What?
My vampire oracle deck.
Yes, lots of teeth there. I think they're cute. I'm not afraid of the vampire girls. They're so cute. Or, I mean, I guess if a vampire came after me, I'd want it to be like a funny little big-headed Jasmine one. But then I wonder if it turned me into a vampire, would I become like a big-headed, big-eyed Jasmine vampire rather than a cool Lestat vampire? Oh yeah, would I start looking like them? Would I have their features? I don't know. Oh yeah, Jasmine actually has a decent amount of vampire faces of fairy. People order them a lot around Halloween time. So we also bring a lot of those to the goth weekends, since vampires and goth go hand in hand. So has anyone seen any cool movies lately? I'm trying to remember the last movie I saw. I don't remember. But let's see, what new has come out? Has anyone seen Frozen 2? And what would you give it out of 10? Like 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Does it have good songs in it? I have not seen Frozen 2 yet. Oh man, so many people have been binging on Disney Plus. I have Brandon helping me out at the office, and he has been watching Disney Plus quite a lot. Oh, sorry, Clara. Welcome back. I really enjoyed 21 Bridges. Oh, is that good? Is that the one that takes place in Manhattan, K. Harmon? I think it refers to the bridges, the amount of bridges around the island of Manhattan in New York. Still not seen Frozen yet. I think that Frozen 2 is the next big one on my list. I never saw JoJo. I wanted to see that, but the times were not great for it. It just didn't line up right. Yeah. A Jojo Rabbit. Oh, no. Oh, not that JoJo. Oh, you saw Addams Family, Lady Una. Is it more of a kids film, you think? Would it appeal to people that liked the Addams Families from the 90s with Raul Julia and Christina Ricci? Or would you say it was more of a kid's film? It looks, from the previews I saw, the Addams Family looked like it was trying to cater to children. Radovich, was it? Did you like it? Leela says, I refuse to watch Frozen 2. Frozen was bad enough. That is very... I can give you your opinion there, but that's a very unpopular opinion around where I live here in Orlando. Leela was not a fan of Frozen. Yeah.
Not everybody is.
Kay Harmon says, I would skip playing with fire. It was fun. It was funny. Oh, just a lot of potty humor. Yeah, I think my niece Ellie went on a
yeah, but she's 14.
She's 14. It did not look like my.
I don't know if I even saw a preview. Oh shoot! I left my stupid cup in the bathroom. Sorry.
Kelly Sarah says, I fall asleep in the cinema, so I wait for them to be released. Yeah, I have a few friends that fall asleep nearly every time. I just kind of let them sleep while I watch the movie. Nice to have a friend there, though. Just watched the latest Halloween movie on Thanksgiving. Thought it was pretty good. Jamie Lee Curtis kicks booty. I believe you're referring to Knives Out. If you're referring to Knives Out, that's great. Do not give me any spoilers. I forgot to mention that, but that's definitely on my want-to-watch list.
Yeah.
Do not give me any spoilers.
Yeah,
that one has phenomenal
unless it's something that's been out for like 20 years.
Try to on Rotten Tomatoes, Jasmine, on which one? Out. It's like almost 100.
Oh, really?
90,
no, I haven't.
Both viewers and reviewers.
Like critics and whatever people who aren't critics are. People who are not critics.
Wall says, I still recommend Last Christmas, so good. Okay, Kay Harmon, that would work for me. I'm a big fan of George Michael music, so that would... Sorry I had to leave the room. What brand is the crystal paintbrush that Jasmine is using? Never saw one before.
Yeah, they stopped making them. But they are Royal brand. It's Royal Langnickel is the complete name of it. These just say Royal. It's back when they were called Royal Clear Grip. And I almost don't want to give the SKU number on these because I've been buying up old stock from different countries that still have them in warehouses because I love these brushes so much. But they're cheap. They're like $1. But they used to sell them at Michael's and like Joann and random art supply stores would have them. They're clear. They are a vegetarian brush. They're made. They don't use animal furs or anything, which is why I like them. Because I'm a veggie girl. Also, I put it in my mouth all the time. I don't know if that'd be vegetarian. And they also have a nice little rubbery thing that's like stuck on it. A lot of people don't really like them because they're used to using animal hair brushes. And
they're gone, right?
And then they stopped making it. They make the brush still. So about half the ones I have are clear. The same exact bristles are on the new version, but it's a piece of wood that doesn't have a clear grip. Doesn't look nearly as cool. It's not waterproof
as well.
And yes, let's see. I'll see if I can.
That's so ridiculous.
This is so awful. Okay, yeah. After one day, like the paint will flake off of the brush itself. It will just like peel off. It's awful. And I have called them, and they probably block my number because I complained at them enough times.
We've had some fiends here that have hooked you up with some brushes.
Yeah, I know. But then I'm afraid that if I tell people what SKU number it is, that they'll buy them up and I won't get them.
Yeah.
But now, if anybody really wants to go on brush finding missions for me, I will give you, goodies and money. And some people can probably attest to this. I will pay good money for these brushes. If you don't know what they are, don't buy them and send me them, because some people have sent me the ones that are the wrong ones, but most people have talked to me online and said, hey, they have them at this weird little dollar store in my little town in Ireland. Should I buy them all? I'm like, yes, I'll give you 10 times whatever you're paying for them, and I will do that.
Send us some sort of pasty.
Yes, send us a pasty.
Shaylee said there totally should be a movie called Brushes Out. It's like a movie where Jasmine's really old and she eventually dies, and it's a mystery.
Oh.
But I'll probably already be dead, so I won't help. Or I'll be the detective. You're the husband.
I'm also the detective. You're your husband. You're always going to be the first.
In the movie Brushes Out, Jasmine fans go nuts trying to locate all the paintbrushes in the world.
See, I'm liking this.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's more of a non-fiction pursuit.
I should make it. It's like, hey, if you send me some brushes, maybe I'll send you some porcelana pins.
So
actually, I only have like one. But.
The motto for your brushes there are "We're clear, we're not here. Get used to it."
It's sad. I've even thought about trying to hire a company to make a version of it, like a factory to make them, because when I bought them, I used to buy them from the manufacturer. So I would buy wholesale in boxes of 144. I would buy them. I've got a few boxes of them still, so I've got maybe around 900 of them left. Well, that sounds insane, but I will destroy these. I'll go through them in a couple days, each one. Yeah.
At that point, really, if you're honestly thinking about that?
Yes. I was going to brand them and put my name on them.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Yes. Make a kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a kit. Because that's going to be a lot of investment.
I know. It's like I could totally Bob Ross it and have a little tiny Jasmine with an afro on the side. Except I guess I just make it my regular hair. I want to fall into the Bob Ross.
An afro.
Just like an Bob Ross. Girl. I learned with Bob Ross, so it's like when I did oil paints when I was a kid, I'd have the brushes. They had a tiny little Bob Ross on the side, like on the side of the brush. It was funny. And then he got locked into a don't change your appearance contract thing. We're kind of talking about that earlier with my own self.
Is there any sort of contract you can get in where you get in trouble if you die?
Yeah, no. Like, yes, Maddie, it's called life.
You're not allowed to pass away.
Kind of.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Well, in a lot of countries, it's illegal to commit suicide, for example.
What are they going to, put your...
It's really only so they can confiscate you if you attempt suicide or threaten it.
Ah, okay.
That's why they make it a rule. It's not like they're going to hunt you. You're going to get your ghost or something.
They'll Ghostbusters you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll get
complicated.
Peter Venkman after you and put you in a trap with Slimer.
Yes.
And Rage Pixie says, wow, really? I guess so. Jasmine usually knows this stuff.
Pardon? About being illegal?
Rage Pixie says, wow, really? And said, yeah, Jasmine usually knows this stuff.
Yeah, I know, but what are you referring to? I don't know if you're talking about something.
The death clause there.
Oh, yeah.
George R. R. Martin can't die till he releases the rest of Ice and Fire books.
Yeah, I'm holding him to that.
Yeah, good.
I've seen him, too.
I'm crossing my fingers for the readers of his stuff.
I've met him at conventions.
It's
funny, the time I saw him...
Now I'm kind of turned off by him. I don't know. I thought about reading them, but now I'm kind of turned off by them.
Well, you didn't even want to read the Harry Potter books until all of them were out, remember? Right? Didn't you?
No, I didn't. When the last movie came, I wanted to read it before the last movie came out, so I did.
You didn't read it until the last movie? Or you read them all?
The last movie came out, and then I read it. Okay. But I didn't see the last movie until I read them all.
Okay.
But I had read books 1 through 3, and then I stopped at the one with the cleaning. With
Harry Potter.
And then...
Order of the Phoenix! Stop calling it the cleaning book.
Order of the Kleenex, yes. Order of the Kleenex. And,
I just like thinking about a row house that is there in London that isn't noticeable. I like that.
So then the last movie came out, and I like, well, I'll read the rest of these. So I did, before I saw the last one.
So you're welcome, J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
Well, I bought them legitimately.
Yeah, you did.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, we've actually given J.K. Rowling quite a lot of money.
She's got a cool world.
Yes.
Shoot, I need to make dinner. Oh, do that, Shaylee.
What's that?
You silly monkey.
What'd you say?
I said, Shaylee said, shoot, I need to make dinner. Haha, I totally forgot.
Oh, shoot. She's in England. That's, late there.
Now, Shaylee does not pretend that night is day and day is night. They're nothing to her.
I agree. And that's why Shaylee is awesome.
Rage Pixie says, I read the first one, Fire and Ice book, but found out Martin wasn't meeting release dates and stopped. I won't read until they all come out now.
I've read everything George R. R. Martin has written, I think. I have 2 different compilations.
Of course, Nom de Plume's not, because you don't know all those.
I've read a lot of written versions of graphic novels that no longer exist. So I have 2 documents that are alleged to be the complete works of. There's also a very good audiobook that is allegedly a complete works of. Jasmine? What?
Our little Sand Kings.
That's a very good example.
So this is cool.
No, this is what I mean when I say everything. And I wouldn't even say I'm a super fan of his, but I am. But but it's like here I found the graphic novel of Sand Kings. I love Sand Kings, and you know what? I have the audio of Sand Kings to put that in perspective. This is a graphic novel. What year is this even from?
I don't know.
Man?
It's
Why do I have this out here by my 1979. That was the year I was born. In a very good song by the Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah. But this is a wonderful. It's
about buggies and evolution.
Yes, cool. I mean, I've read Insect Engineers like twice today too, but here's... Everybody knows that one, right?
No one knows what Insect Engineers is.
Oh, I don't want to give any spoilers, but this is a very exciting book. The End Kings. There is also a, the dramatization of it on what is the anthology series? It is Outer Limits, correct?
No, it was
Outer
Zones.
Outer
I think it wasn't it the Twilight Zones from. No,
I think it was from the redo of Outer Limits that came out in the 80s.
I'll just look it up. Sand Kings.
Yes.
Because we bought it off of.
Yes, I even have the.
It is Outer Limits, sweetie.
I know. I'm just trying to be polite.
It was either included on Amazon Prime.
What's that?
It was either included on Amazon Prime or...
I think we bought it and watched it on...
No, I think it was included.
Really?
No, it was included. Because I remember we watched
it in Kansas City.
We watched it in Kansas City.
On that smart TV. That's at my
in the bedroom.
Studio there, in the bedroom.
And we were giggling the whole time.
It's pretty great. I love it. I don't know. It's not for everybody.
It was, but it's not quite like the story...
Well, if you want the complete George R. R. Martin and want to see more of his pulp fiction in the truest sense of the word, not in the Tarantino sense of the word, I would recommend an audio book. I can't remember what it's called, but I have it. Where's my phone? It's probably in there. I don't know. Maybe I'll look it up and tell you guys next time, or you can look it up yourselves. If you go on Audible, search complete George R. R. Martin. There is a recording that is about 60 hours long, which means you could listen to it for 5 hours a day for 12 days in a row. But it has not only a lot of his short fiction and longer stories that you probably not have read before, it has his autobiography interwoven with it, and it has him reading some things about his personal life, which is sort of interesting. Talks about meeting his other wives at conventions and such.
Jasmine, do you remember Beauty and the Beast from the 80s, the series?
When you say things like, do you remember from the 80s, does it seem like something I would know?
Well, it had Linda Hamilton in it. Does it sound familiar?
No, maybe I wouldn't. No, honey, no. What TV channel would it have been on?
I don't know, ABC or something?
No, I have not seen that.
I remember it.
It's like, no, Matt, I only know obscure graphic novels from the 70s. That is my game there. No. Sand Kings. I want Sand Kings like in a little terrarium in the corner of my room. And then I worry that it's maybe an...
And they'll make little versions, like little statues of you.
And then I'd start worrying that it's like analogous to, or like a metaphor for politics or something. And I don't know. Turns into a game of Risk at the end, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah,
everything kind of does.
I remember the Beauty and the Beast show. I particularly remember SNL skit that had Phil Hartman and John Lovitz, and Phil Hartman played the Beast character.
And it's making fun of one that
it's mocking the one from the 80s.
So is Linda Hamilton Beauty in it?
I think that she was the guest star that evening.
Yeah, all right.
I could be... Actually, no, it was Jan Hutz that was... At any rate...
Well, who's the beauty in it?
Jan Hutz was...
Okay. Who's the Beast? Is it some guy with a bunch of CGI? Or what was CGI back then? Has he got a lot of makeup or a big
apparently it was Ron Perlman? Vincent?
Ron Perlman's name?
Apparently.
Oh.
I didn't know that was him, but this was a while back. Yeah. So, there was... the Phil Hartman played the Beast character, and he was talking about the Beauty character, and at the same time consoling his cousin, who was also a Beast-type creature. But it was John Lovitz, who has no charisma.
So there are Beasts in that universe?
It's SNL, Jasmine.
No.
There are not.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
No, SNL.
I understand that. I was going to say, in the regular version of it, were there more than one Beast character?
I don't think so.
There were a race of
maybe
creatures that were around a different species, or what?
Hey, Rage Pixie, were there more Beast characters, or was it just the Vincent guy?
Was it like there was one Maleficent, and then there's a bunch of them? There's one Chaos, and then you go to the planet, and it's all Chaos? Huh?
They said no, there wasn't.
Just on
so John Lovitz was kind of like a crappy version of the Beast, and
what sounds like
the Beauty character tried to fix him up with her friend, and it just didn't work out. It was actually a really funny skit.
Gotcha.
I'm sure you could find that on YouTube too.
Probably so. I'm putting some, looks like bright red right now, but I'm wanting her hair to go from a light violet turning into burgundy. So this looks like a gross little red worm or something, but it's going to be eventually what her hair highlights are turning into. Oops. At the camera. Can you still see the picture on the camera? I knocked into my camera with my elbow.
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. Actually, I might bring some of these burgundy highlights up a bit further because I'm concerned that if her hair is hitting the brightest part of the light and the little dragon behind her is the brightest point of the light, I don't want it to look like a big white spot in the middle of the painting. So I'm going to bring some higher pigmented areas up through there. Again, it looks like a blood stain now, but I'll make it look more burgundy and not Christmassy, but kind of like the opposite of the blue-green. I want some sort of dark, warm red sort of swirling up through there. And that will be lovely.
So, apparently Vincent was the only Beast character. He kind of looks like a lion.
And they name him, he has a name then. He's
yes, his name's Vincent. He lived below New York with a whole community of normal people who had chosen to live apart from the world above. And I'm asking Rage Pixie, why didn't they just move to the Adirondacks?
Oh.
Why did they have to
live
stay
in the
New York
tunnels
City?
under New York, like in the subway tunnels?
That's probably where they live. So I think it was just basically... It's kind of it's a bit Phantom of the Opera-y.
Ah, that's around the time where Phantom of the Opera was like on Broadway and doing particularly well for them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was the reign of Andrew Lloyd Webber, who is probably always going to be popular.
Oh yeah, he'll be probably the most of modern musicals. He'll always be the dude to compare yourself to if you make such things. I mean, how long has Andrew Lloyd Webber been around? Of course, he's on Toast.
Yes, a very famous cameo.
Yes.
And no matter what happens, we end up talking about Toast of London. To be fair, I was listening to some Matt Berry music before I started Twitch, wasn't I?
The Rage Pixie says they didn't need to move. They had all the room they needed, really, and they liked living there. Vincent was like their friend and protector. He was incredibly kind, but he had to stay hidden, of course. LOL, because he looks like a big lion.
Yeah. Aww.
So they'd put him in a zoo or something or chop him up. I just want to know
the government would steal him somehow.
He's like very symmetrical. I want to know the science behind how did.
Do you want to hear his origin story?
I totally want to hear how he came about.
Origin story. Why is this not already a Disney sequel? Even though I don't think that was Disney, unless it was ABC, but that was not Disney yet. Then, if you're really saying it was the 80s.
Yes, Ray does. Okay, Harmon knows Toast, Jasmine.
Really?
Yeah, our Kansas City.
Well, it's on American Netflix,
yes,
so everybody should know it.
Ray was in the cameo of one of the first season episodes.
Pardon?
Ray, the actress who plays Ray.
Oh yeah, She was. That was one of her first things. That's why they make fun of it.
She's on it for like 5 seconds.
It's like, Mr. Toast, and he's explaining to her about a certain other person who passed away who had been in a medication ad.
Yeah, it's actually
yes, and later on, though, in a subsequent series, they talk about somebody, Pookie Hook, having been an unknown that had suddenly landed a Star Wars in the next Star Wars film. So and I think that's making fun of Daisy Ridley. Yes. Not making fun of, but acknowledging the fact that they were a springboard, sort of. Not that I think at the time Toast would have been a big springboard, but hey, it's more famous now than it was like a year ago.
Well, the beast in Rage Pixie, the beast that lives in New York, Vincent was found at St. Vincent's Hospital by Father.
Oh, is that always called Vincent?
Okay, no, I'm looking here.
Okay.
Father, the person in charge in the tunnels world, he took Vincent below because he realized the child would be locked away.
Is it like
never
the
found
subway
out whose his parents or where he came from. Okay, so it's just a big mystery.
So, but it is the subway tunnels, like the.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And those that's a real thing, just like London. They have a few dead areas where you can kind of go under there.
Yeah.
Shaylee says, backing that up, I also want the Beast origin story. I saw the Beauty and the Beast ballet this year. Nice.
Oh.
And that was cool. A cool look at Beast as a hunter and a courtmaster.
Mm.
Yeah, you can... Actually, the Beauty and the Beast story is so classic, you can take it in a million directions.
It's archetypal in a Jungian sort of way. You could kind of overlay a lot of different time periods and characters on it.
Yes, the Beast himself is a Jungian archetype of he's got a lion's face often, so that kind of gives him a.
Looks like a buffalo
and what's
Disney.
that?
In Disney, it kind of looks like a buffalo.
He's a buffalo-y thing in Disney. That's correct.
Yeah.
So as long as he's big.
Well, the fact it's called Beauty and the Beast, and then if you think of Belle is just like the word for pretty if you're French. So yeah, that's implying it's already an archetype before it's even turned into a thing.
So apparently they built out even more like tunnels and stuff in the mythos of Beauty and the Beast 80s series. It was a massive world below. Well, I'm just happy they had power and things. Did they have like markets? Do they have to like go up and?
Do they have to go to Garble markets and they get like fancy candles they can only use 3 times?
Yeah, probably.
Let's ask Christina Rossetti about this.
Town called Wall. You get what you in that story, Stardust, what you light a candle and you think about someone or think about a place and you go to it?
Yeah, you can use it 3 times, is it? Or am I confusing the movie with the book?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
They had helpers from the world above, but it was mainly candles for light, which probably give it a more romantic.
Sounds like more candles to me, man.
Dang, Rage Pixie, you do like this. They never stole electricity or food or anything like that. That means they never saw Fraggle Rock. You know, those poor people never saw Fraggle Rock, and I can't live with that.
I have seen very little of Fraggle Rock.
Well, think about poor Vincent. He didn't even see little.
He didn't even have electricity or stolen food.
These fictional people were denied a fantastic show filled with tiny Muppets and Uncle Traveling Matt. But now Rage Pixie says, I love Fraggle Rock. On to Fraggle.
We didn't have
We're done with Beauty and the Beast. On to Fraggle Rock. Yeah.
Sonia, my stepsister, was I've known her forever, but she wasn't my stepsister until I was a teenager. But when we were little, and she's also a website at admin@strangeling.com. That's the same Sonia. Anyways, I've known her since I was 4 and she was 5, but she's only been my stepsister since I was a teenager. But when we were little, she had HBO for a while, and we saw Fraggle Rock at her house a few times, and that's pretty much the extent of it. But she loved Fraggle Rock a lot, and she had her doggy named after Moki.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Moki was lovely.
Moki's a cool character. Fraggle Rock is a pretty good show.
That was Jim Henson.
Sprocket, yay! Sprocket's cute, and the Trash Heap.
Interesting biography of Jim Henson.
The Trash Heap was cool. It was like
that's one of the only things I know about Fraggle Rock is that weird Trash Heap, and that I saw that, and I saw the guy with the dog. I know mostly when I saw Fraggle Rock, it was the old dude with the trash pile and the doggy, not the little guys who live in the ground.
Yeah.
Because I think I always caught it when it was like starting, and I was like, my mom's gonna pick me up at Sonia's house or something, and I don't know.
Wasn't it under a lighthouse? Where the Fraggles live? No, that was in a dude's house.
Why can't a dude live in a lighthouse, man?
I don't think he lives in a lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think he just has like a little workshop and he's a writer. I can't remember. I don't remember right now. My nickname through university was Fraggle because I had pink curly pigtails. Really? Like, did they grow that way? Doozers. Cool. Oh, Doozers are great.
Those are the little guys who are like
they were
like
smaller
construction
than Fraggle,
workers.
So they were like the
little lemmings that would go around and build stuff, right?
Yeah.
See, I know stuff.
So Doozers were really cool, and the Fraggles would eat their structures.
What
Doozers made?
I don't know this.
Yeah, so Doozers made things like imagine like clear Tinker Toy sort of things, and then Fraggles love.
They make them as if they were for their own selves to use, or they're making them for people to use as toys.
Okay, so here's Doozers, right? They seem kind of zombie-like construction workers. They will keep building no matter what.
Are they like lemmings? Okay.
They're like ants. They don't care if you eat the things they're building on or not, and they'll
like
just keep
insect
building
engineers.
And building.
Yes.
Yes, they'll just keep going.
Like page 78, the honeypot chapter. Totally on page 78, by the way. Sorry.
Okay.
We talked about this earlier. It has nothing to do with you guys. I don't think.
Well, we can look at that later. You just told me it was really... Didn't you wake me up and say, hey, this is a really good chapter?
Yes. I was showing you it was really on page 78 because you told me that book did not have more than 90 pages. And
I was guessing.
Whatever, and yeah.
I said it's on page... Whatever. I said if it has that many pages.
Yes, and I said it was on page 78, and it is.
Yay. Insect engineers.
Thing I know it better than most people because I have it on my bedside table. As soon
as we mention insect engineers, the chat room just lights up, Jasmine.
I bet this is like trending on Twitter right now. Totally hashtag insect engineers. Yes. What year was that book written? That was my dad's when he was little, I think.
You want me to fetch it? It's upstairs.
Kinda.
Okay.
Do you want to see if honeypots start on page 78?
Okay, I'll ask the room. Hey guys, if
I'm wrong, this is going to be embarrassing. I'm not going to be wrong,
ants
but yeah.
Called Insect Engineers. You just
one of the
type
best
in
books
yes
ever written.
If you want to see it.
I've got 3 books on my bedside table, and that is one of them. The other 2 are good too. You could bring those too. Actually, 2 of them are from my dad.
Okay, so people are wanting to see.
You want to see what books I keep on my bedside table? It's very exciting.
The cover of the book is that old fabric.
Yes, I think all those books I have up there are quite old. If you want to bring the other 2 down.
Okay, I'll see what's up there.
The other 2 are artist themed.
I like showing things off.
Yeah, I know. One's an artist I actually know. The other one is a.
Really have friends.
Huh? One of them is actually an artist who's my friend. So.
What?
An artist who's my friend is one of them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'll have to be judicious on what I show on the screen, though. It's supposed to be family friendly. How did you know it is David's by me saying I have to be careful if it's family friendly? Yeah. Yes. But it's the 25th anniversary of one. I'm sure it's out there. I don't think I'd take it away from my bed. And the other book was both of the insect book, Insect Engineers, The Story of Ants, is a book that my dad gave me when I was little, and it's something that they would kind of use to calm me down if I was like weird about. I'm kind of a weird person, and when I was little, they'd give it to me. Oh, the Salvador Dali one. Oh, that's ancient. Yeah, it's falling apart. I think it's stolen from a library, anyways. But yeah.
I got all my steps today.
You got your steps today.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
Here's the monkey.
What page did I say?
You said 78.
Okay. Look at this beautiful book about ants. Insect engineers.
Sometimes I read this book to Jasmine too.
Sometimes Matt reads it to me. Yes, people read it to me when they... Okay, 1957. Ruth Bartlett did the illustrations. And I was going to look up page 78. Honey pots! Aha!
Like our second date.
Excuse me?
You did mention this book.
Yes, I did mention this book. Actually, I mentioned it on our first date. I showed it to you on our second date. But oh, look at those! Look at those ants. Anyways, I've seen 2 memes about honeypot ants recently. One of which your nephew posted. So that's not unusual. Other book, very good. I don't know if I should read any of it because some of it's rude. It's The Unspeakable Confessions of Salvador Dali. This one is from... It's from the Learning Resources Center in Concordia, Missouri. Yeah, and it is from right here. I don't know. I'm not really doing a lot of painting right now, but it is...
People are saying they have tons of books.
1973, yes. That's a good one.
Jasmine and I try hard to... We have to consciously shelve books all the time. If we don't, it will turn into a thing.
The other one is kind of a more recent book, but it's the 25th anniversary of it, and it is by my friend David Van Gogh. It's a graphic novel that is super neat. I'll flip by quickly because I don't know if it's got anything rude in it, but it's such a cool graphic novel. It's one of my favorite ones I've read. I've probably read it like 10 times. It's got a lot of stuff happening. Also, there's a lot of really interesting nods to art in general. Some references to old master paintings and things. Ooh, that's cool. That's kind of the Rembrandt, like the ox hanging up. That's kind of like that, but yeah. It's got gross stuff in it too.
He's Irish.
Put his website up there.
He's an Irish. I am. He's an Irish dude.
An Irishman, but he's via Liverpool.
Accent. I think his accent's British.
He's from Ireland, but he grew up in Liverpool and lives in California now. So some of you probably know his artwork if you're friends with me online. One of my favorite artists.
Guy that,
I have a lot of his artwork. Hey, he did that
may or may not
right
want
there.
To talk
That's
politics
an original.
with him.
What's that?
He's a guy you may or may not want to talk politics with.
I like his politics.
I do too.
I would agree with him, but if I didn't agree with him, I probably would not want to talk to him about it.
If you disagree with him, it probably wouldn't be the best to do. Yeah.
No, he's a wonderful person. I've known him for almost 20 years. But fantastic artist. We have a lot of his really cool pieces hanging throughout my studio. And the one right above me, I don't know if you can see it. I don't want to take it off the wall because it's got some... That's part of a human vertebrae and a voodoo doll from New Orleans on top of it. I don't want to knock it over again, sunshine, but...
Ooh, there's a book called Weird Ways to Die that Leela has. That's neat. So Leela has short stories by H.P. Lovecraft.
Ah!
And Jeanette has tons of books next to her bed and under it, mostly mysteries. Oh, mysteries are great.
Especially if you hide them under your bed. That seems more mysterious.
But yeah, we have... Like, I swear we have 5 different books with all the H.P. Lovecraft collections.
Well, okay, that's
you can collect them on one book.
Talk about H.P. Lovecraft. I have, like, probably even more than... You're probably right. Around 5 that purport to be complete collections.
Right.
I similarly have that with George R. R. Martin, but they have different stuff in them. So how is any of them a complete works of? That seems...
I don't know. You can also get, like, the complete works of Poe, which I'm sure that Leela has.
She gave us one.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's upstairs by your bed. Yeah. It's yeah, so when you see things that are complete works, they're not always. Sometimes they are very edited.
You can do that with Shakespeare as well.
Yeah, you can.
Because it's just it'd be a bunch of sonnets and
then people start talking about the Earl of Essex and they're like, no.
I don't like arguing certain things with certain people.
Really?
I just bought Gothic Art Now by Jasmine. Cool.
Hey.
That's a great book.
Not as good as the sequel, Maddie.
Honestly...
Hey, David's in both of those, isn't he?
I probably.
I think so.
Yeah. I think I like a Gothic Art Now better than Vampire.
That's the one I read. The other one was co-written with Matthew David Beckett. It's a good book too, though. A lot of very talented people in there, and it was from a while ago. And a lot of those people have gone on to do amazing things. Heck, I mean, Chet Zars in Gothic Art Now.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people are. Vincent Castiglia's in it, and a lot of people who have done amazing things with their career. H.R. Giger's in it. And mine.
So Rage Pixie says, my top 4 I'm reading are Jack Reacher, Tripwire, Jack the Ripper graphic novel,
what is Jack?
Dracula graphic novel, and Hellblazer, and a gardening book.
Yeah.
And a gardening book.
Just to balance things
Gardening's
out a bit.
Cool.
I like gardening.
Oh, Leela says, and I do have the Poe collection by my bed. You know, actually, Edgar Allan Poe is... I swear, except for school, I've always read it at night. I'm always reading it when I'm in a cozy situation. Edgar Allan Poe things. That's
probably... Are there books that you don't read, or authors you don't read?
You know, I usually...
Do you have daytime authors?
If it's a book that I want to read, or I'll just read it all the time. But there are certain ones that seem more cozy to me.
Yeah.
And those I would usually leave at night.
Okay. Maybe that's like the ones that people would put by their bed then.
Yes. Edgar Allan Poe's are great. I mean, for nighttime. Scary stories are good for nighttime.
I think so. Not everybody would.
But then I'll sometimes read a book of fiction, and people will claim it's horror, and I'm trying to figure out how it is.
Yeah.
So I'll read those during the day.
Well, I think that, yeah.
But if they're like definitively horror or very, I don't know, kind of like a morose underlying thing like Poe.
Mm-hmm.
Some of his stuff can be considered at least melancholy.
Sure. People, I think, use the word horror loosely, but I don't mind it because usually when people say something is horror, even if it's not technically, it's also something I would kind of like. So, I don't know. People do that with the word fantasy, like, fantasy art, and it's like, it's kind of surreal art. That's cool. I like that. I wouldn't say it's fancy, but it's things that people who like fantasy art would like, so, yeah.
Oh, Rage Pixie does gardening therapy. Dang, I should do that. It's fun, very cold right now, though. You Brits really do a great job of keeping things pretty and green all year.
Yeah, maybe it's grown up in the Midwest, but everybody kind of lets everything fall to nothing for half the year.
Yeah, London's always got flowers everywhere.
Even small towns in England, you'll go there in November and you'll see flowers
It is not like
around
that in America.
What's that?
In some parts. Like Kate Herman probably knows.
Yeah.
It just...
It turns gray, nothing will grow. Yeah. The ground.
Oh, so yeah. I was going to ask. I asked in the room, Kay Harmon. She's giving right now. She's doing a giveaway of her own in collectibles for Vampire Art Now. Is that signed, Kay Harmon? Did you have a sign that at the Renaissance Festival?
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, folks, you ever come to see us in person, I'll sign anything you bring.
And there's like a couple things I'm involved with that I can sign, but Jasmine's involved with all of it. So, yeah.
But yeah, there are, for example, if it's something Matt wrote something for, then he would sign it too, and then he gets something that's signed by multiple people.
So, Rage Pixie's making Yule wreaths this week. And, which was fun, but now I know why holly is used. It's spiky. Ain't no one gunner still a spike wreath.
That's probably true. He's got to put a mild level, like maybe 220 volts through it. Nobody will take it.
Darn, it's not signed.
Oh, huh. Well, if somebody wins it, tell them to bring it and we'll sign.
I'll be happy to sign it. Yeah, I think I wrote the foreword on that one. I talked about how Mom and I share, like I used to watch Dracula with her.
Oh yeah. Have you ever met a bigger Bela Lugosi fan than your mom?
My mom?
I haven't. And I know a lot of very odd people
that profess to, but I think my mom still...
people who really do, Matt.
My mom's the biggest Bela Lugosi fan I know of. She is a big fan. My mom likes dead guys.
Well, they can't disappoint you because they already did everything that they're going to do. I think that's why they make laws, or not laws, but restrictions on people who can appear on stamps or like on money or coins or other than like the Queen or whatever. So if something bad comes out about somebody, it can't because they already did everything. For a while, the U.S. Post Office wouldn't allow any living people on stamps. They've lifted restrictions somewhat. I don't understand the U.S. Post Office's governing body on what is appropriate for stamps and what isn't.
Philatelic stuff is weird.
I know they hate mermaids because I did a series of mermaids for U.S. postage stamps on Zazzle, remember? Mm-hmm. And they would cancel my whole program every time I would put a mermaid. And they would be mermaids that were, ones that you could hang in your 3-year-old's room that you bought at Disney World. These were not sexy time mermaids. These were regular mermaids. And the post office, USPS, was like, oh no, can't have that on a stamp. Like, okay, you got a naked Statue of Liberty on your stamp. Why is that okay?
Tammy says 1 more year and back to being a snowbird.
What's that, babe?
1 more year and then she's back to being a snowbird.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, you get
I'm not quite I'm
84
not
degrees.
A snowbird. I just
December days like today. Oh.
I'm in Florida as much as I can be. Yeah. You guys know the Pink Floyd song about home? That's how it's funny. That's how I feel about our town and this house.
At the end of
home again. It's nice to be here when I can. Yeah, it's true because when you travel around as much,
to be here.
Yeah. You kind of miss it. You feel like you don't really have a...
It's good to warm your bones beside the fire.
By the fire. Yeah.
Far away across the field, the tolling of the iron bells calls the
Love that song, Breathe.
Knees.
Yep.
Yeah.
Breathe is its
to hear the softly spoken magic spells. Yes, I'm familiar with that song.
Oh, so Kay Herman says, dude, the Hotes bags I ordered are amazing.
Aren't they awesome?
I told you.
They have 2.
I'm so happy you got those.
I'm very glad to hear from people who have purchased those because I don't think people can tell by looking online how cool things are because you see so much shoddily made junk on the internet, like purses and stuff, and you get it and it's like a piece of folded plastic and with staples in it. And these are actually handmade by real people and then we'll mail them anywhere. I'll show them to you because I think they have 2 weeks left.
Yeah.
I don't have one of the actual bags.
Because you said 3 weeks. You said 3 weeks last time. I have a link too.
Oh yeah, if it's 3 weeks last Sunday, then it would
right. That
be
makes sense.
2 weeks.
Let me find.
Okay. But these are some of the photos of their bags. These are of their actual tote bags. They also do fancy purses, and they can customize them. If you're like, I want a pocket that's the size of my cell phone, or I want it to say, I love you, Deborah, on the bottom of it. They can add stuff because they make each one by hand. And they make little cell phone carrying ones. These start at $15, and they are handmade by real people.
Tammy said no more after. Yeah. Were you referring to the Hototes, Tammy, when you said that? She said no more after the 3rd.
After the 3rd of December?
I don't know. I went to their store. There's tons in there.
Okay. There are some.
Of course, these are custom, but man, that's a nice store.
It is. It's up at Etsy. It's cool.
Yes,
go look at it.
Fantastic.
They're licensed, so buy them and know that I'm getting a couple dollars from it. Or
yeah,
And Melissa is very nice. I've known her for years, and she makes the bags and all that. Got a lot of books on my lap now.
Okay, I'm wondering. Well, Tammy said yes this week sometime.
Okay, you know what? They might have gotten. I did promote that last week on Twitch,
Maybe
and I promoted it on my Facebook, and it got like 70,000 viewers or something. So it might have been a thing that they thought they could. Again, when you have one person trying to sew everything, there's only so many you can make. If 1 billion people asked you before Christmas, you wouldn't be able to make 1 billion of them. You can make, a couple hundred of them maybe.
Man, she has a lot of your stuff.
Here it is.
I was just looking at all the images.
Yeah.
It's great.
On hotels, yeah, and they ship worldwide.
What a nice partner. See that I like that. She's a small business. You're a small business.
Yeah.
What a good partnership. That's
it is.
Great. And she's really good at what she does.
She really is.
Oh, she sent an email out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Tammy, thanks for telling us.
Thank you. She probably got a lot of orders when it's one of those weird things. It's not near like the quote Oprah effect where if you mention something and then people suddenly run over to it on the internet, but it's a little bit like that on a very small scale. Within our genre and niche, it is kind of like that. So if I mention something and they're like, I don't know, if there's like 5 of something, I almost hate to mention it because of 90 people go look at it or 9,000 people go look at it, and then they're like, hey, there aren't any. I'm like, okay, I just shouldn't tell anybody anything.
Tammy says she doesn't know if she'll be back in January. A surgery for a loved
one.
Her
daughter's, one of her family members has a medical issue.
Wintry said, I almost fell off my chair with those bags.
They are nice.
I hope you don't
mean
literally.
The first ones are the ones that are handbag clutches. Okay, I think those are all gone because they take a long time to make. So get clutches. Them now. Those are amazing.
Get them now while you can. And Jasmine, let's monitor that so we don't.
Yeah, I won't
have a bunch of angry
next
customers.
Week. Melissa, if you're watching, tell me if you want me to shut up about your bags.
I understand how that is. I understand how wonderful it is to get attention. Orders, but then I know how it is to be so inundated that
it's impossible to fulfill everything, and that is hard. That's when people, it's like, for example, I don't have them here, but like the little square pins I do, people are like, well, yeah, they sold out in like an hour. Why don't you just say there's 10,000 of them? Like, because we have to sit there and put them on things and make them. I could not ever do a painting again if that's all I did. That's why I kind of limit things to a couple hundred of something at the very most, because I would not physically be able to make them. What's that?
People say that trading is some of the most fun things they do.
People like trading them. That's fine too, but it's not necessarily a business decision. Right. It's Jasmine doesn't have time to open all those postcards and put things on them sort of situation. So unless I never painted something again. If I'm just putting pins together, I just work at a pin shop. I'm not even an artist anymore. Yeah. Which is why we do have limited amounts of things. It's not like Amazon where it's like, 1,000 people ordered something. Let's up the inventory to 100,000. Easy. That's not something I can really do. Yet. I'll see. I kind of don't want to. I'm happy remote.
It also makes them extra special.
It does. If you have tens of thousands of something, it kind of, do you even care if it's handmade or not? I don't know.
Oh, but I mean things.
Definitely, yeah.
It's
depends what it is.
Sorts of products are different.
Yeah.
Because we'll have like open editions, obviously, on our different art.
Oh, sure. That's like getting a poster or something. It's like, I'd like this decoration.
In some ways, are special because you have to be a patron.
Yeah, you have to be a patron. We make them out. We make them ourselves in our house. It's not like it's something that. Or
visit us at a few of the events that we.
But as opposed to something that. Again, pins are probably an obvious thing, or things like the masterpiece editions, or with the limited editions. I used to do with the ones that I make and sell myself on my website. Jasmine. We used to do like 25 of each one, and then I was like, if I do this forever, I'll never do a new painting. Yeah.
Can you give a shout out to Warrior 99? They saw you first time a few years ago at Downtown Disney in Anaheim.
Hello, good to see you.
And hi, Lady Cat. Nice to see you too.
Hello, Lady Cat and Warrior 99. I will be back at Downtown Disney in California sometime.
Oh, you bet, Kay Harmon. We are definitely doing a pin for the Epcot Art Festival.
Oh, yeah. We definitely are. I can't release the information on it yet because they've been keeping a lot of things under wraps as far as Epcot goes, but I've got 2 paintings and prints and merchandise and all the Disney stuff that will be debuting at the Wonderground Gallery tent at Epcot. And then I will have my personal artwork at the Pop Gallery tent at Epcot, including this picture here. We'll have prints of it there at the Epcot International Festival of the Arts. Runs from January 18th through February 24th. It is located at Epcot at Walt Disney World Resort here in Florida. And I will be there for 8 or 9 different evenings from 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock, starting with January 18th. I'm not there the first day.
And
but
what are we going to remember, Jasmine?
Pardon?
That it gets cold.
Maddie's going to remember that. Yes, in January on a very large lake when it's dark out in Florida,
even when
it's
it's
windy.
Warmish during the day.
Yeah, even if it's like 80 during the day, it might get cold at night. So
I'm going to bring some sort of
There have been
coat or
times
something.
that I have been there at Epcot. I'm not a very big person, so I get
Or
cold
Jasmine
really
shivering
easy.
and signing
I was like
things.
trying to sign
Awful.
things in my hand, like and no, yeah. So yeah, if
Mama
I'm there and
Queen
I've got like a scarf and a big jacket and it's like 80 degrees out, that's why. Yeah.
Mama Cooner says, so gorgeous, love the accents. And then it says AU by it.
Oh, lovely.
So you're from Australia, Mama Cooners, or do you think we are?
I'm not from Australia. Although I have had people ask me if I'm Australian. Like, no. I'm
We're
from
not
Missouri.
Australian.
What's
That's
that?
my Australian accent right here.
Oh. I'm sorry we're
I wonder if
offending anybody
did that sound even slightly Australian? I have no idea.
It sounds like an American trying to affect
Sounds like an American
Australian
trying to
accent.
be Australian to
You
me.
should have a conversation with Emma the way you have with Australia, the way you have done with
Emma's
Karen.
got a cute.
Yes,
she's
I know.
Australian.
No. I'm saying, you know how you talk to Karen Kay, like when
Oh,
we're
that's
in England,
fun.
and she'll do her American accent.
I love trying to
Yeah.
emulate other people's accents because
Yeah.
all we do is have a big giggle.
Yeah,
It's so much fun.
But
Shaylee said, I heard you talking about the bedside books, and I have that Dolly book on my book wish list.
really.
I'm back now and having prepared my meal. Wow, the hair and the painting looks so good, I could eat it.
Yeah, it
Maybe
does
I'm
kind of.
hungry.
It looks like candy
Don't
floss
be
or
eating
something.
the hair,
It kind of
really.
looks like ribbon candy. You know, like the not especially good candy that you used to get. Do people even make that anymore? You know, at Christmas time we used to get this like lumpy kind of weird hard sugar candy that looked like ribbons that were all stuck together. You know what I'm talking?
Okay, what is it again?
I think they're probably from the 1800s. I don't know. There was like there was hard candy that looked like a bunch of smushed together ribbon that had striated bands in it that were kind of like hard and crunchy. And usually older people had them when I was a kid. Ribbon
I'd have
candy.
to see a photo. Maybe you can pull it
And
up.
they would have hard version. They would have circular versions of them. that
Kitten
have
says that's called ribbon candy.
ribbon candy. That's what I'm saying. Ribbon
And then
candy.
Kay Herman says that candy is so gross.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I don't have a sweet tooth, so I'm not a good person to ask about candy. But if they had round ones that were kind of like it, that'd have a Christmas tree inside, but then they slice it off a log, but it turns really hard. You know what I'm talking? It's
no,
a
I'm
pure,
gonna look it up
It's
because
a boiled
everybody
sweet.
else does it
You know,
with me,
boiled
'cause I'm a
sweet, like a
dum-dum.
boiled sugar. I don't know. Maybe people who cook know more about this stuff.
Ribbon candy. There's ribbon candy ornaments even.
Yeah, it was a thing. Again, it was probably 100 and some
I've
years
never.
ago.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
see it.
and
I've
even
never had
as a
it, though.
child, really?
I don't
God.
think so.
There's this. I used to work as a maid for some reason when I was like 9, and the old lady whose house I would clean every week, she would always try to give me like Christmas ribbon candy at any time of the year, and I swear this stuff was like 100 years old.
That's great.
It was, yeah.
Shaylee says, I got curious, want to see what your what books I have besides my bed. I read and write there a lot, so there's nothing. So there's a writing book for me, Terry Pratchett, Color of Magic,
Ah,
and The Historian, and something about folklore legends. Haha, good night reading.
that's good.
Books are awesome.
I like books.
Yeah, apparently people in the room are saying, yeah, my grandma loved that. Yes, grandma. Can't
Yes,
read.
it's something that I thought.
Ugh.
Again, the lady I worked for when I would have been 8 years old. This would have been like
Is
1980.
she the scary lady?
Which one? I did a cup. I used to clean people's houses when I was a kid, like for
Was
money.
she the blind lady?
She was blind, yeah.
Okay, she was the blind lady.
Yeah,
so it was
she was
nice that
blind.
that was good of you.
She was a bad person.
She was
Yeah.
she was blind, but she was. Wasn't she like a former like hottie when
She
was younger?
was a model.
Oh,
Yeah, she was a model in the 20s or 30s, probably 30s.
God, I thought I said something wrong when I said hottie.
Oh.
My alarm went off.
Like, no, Maddie.
Is that a wrong word?
That's not an okay word to use. Okay. That's our word, Matt.
That's our word. Only hotties can say it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me draw, and this is for Jasmine.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
coloring book.
Sorry, I've got like a million books on my
So this will be lucky person will get it. Princess Bullet.
You're not gonna get Insect Engineers or
Princess Bullet.
You're gonna get Barcine Kings. You're gonna get this one. Alice in Wonderland, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Or is it the pen? No, it's a book. Okay.
Book.
I've got too many books.
Let me.
Okay, this book. Yes, Alice in Wonderland coloring book, and I will autograph it. I don't think I've signed this one yet. Got a picture of me in it. But yes, it's lovely, lovely. It's got a rat in it. It's a lovely, lovely coloring book. And if you did not win this coloring book, you can buy it. You can buy this coloring book at pretty much any bookstore. Yeah. No, but you can buy it at pretty much any bookstore. If you go to a bookstore and it's not there, you can go up there and say, hey, can you order in the Jasmine Becket-Griffith coloring books? I've got 4 so far and more in the works. And they can get it for you. It's published worldwide. It's published by Blue Angel Publishers, but it is distributed by Llewellyn Books, who you probably know. They always have a little... This is an Australian version of the book, oh dear. So it doesn't have the Llewellyn thing on it, but it's the same book either way. They just stick a little thingy on it. The Llewellyn, they do a lot of New Age books and calendars and like cool art journals and witches' almanacs and all that. But they're the distributors internationally. I do believe though in the UK it is distributed by Deep Books. Is that deep, like the opposite of shallow?
I don't know. Oh, Leela's heading off to CPC.
Oh, night, Leela. Hope they gave you some good pain meds for your teeth extractions.
Peanuts?
Pain meds for your teeth extractions.
Don't eat peanuts.
No, don't eat peanuts. You just got your teeth taken out.
Yeah, I really do. All jokes aside, I really hope you heal up. I know that's a lot of trauma to that area.
That's great.
So, if I could give you a hug right now, I would. And as long as you don't poke me with your extra sharp nails.
Well, there you go.
Leela has some amazing nails.
She has pretty fabulous nails. I have pretty horrible nails, so I'm impressed by people with nice fingernails.
They're cool. Shaylee says, I feel that too. I used to walk our landlady's dog when I was about 10, and she paid me in a piece of chocolate and a pound coin every time.
Oh, yeah.
Good deeds, haha. And the dog was cool. Oh, that's nice, Shaylee. That's sweet.
That's good. No,
I bargained with my old people for hard, cold cash. I did not accept candy or anything. I wanted cash, and I made the deal before I did it. And I would just say no and go to the next door.
That's nice.
Because I'm a jerk.
I got kind of pawned off by my family to go work for different people for some reason. And she would call at like 6 o'clock in the morning and ask me to come thread a needle for her. And this is before I was even like in 5th or 6th grade. And because she was blind, but she liked to sew, so I'd have to go thread a needle for her. And one time she tried to pay me with expired hot dogs. And when I was a little girl, my family and I ate meat still. It's before I was a vegetarian, so this is 30 years ago. And and she's like, "We have these are expired. Is it okay? Your family would like them though, right?" Like, how trashy am I? Jeez. I don't know.
Hey, we lived in rough times. I mean,
it's like you didn't have to work as a charwoman when you were 9 years old. What?
5 for at least an hour.
Yeah.
I was cash only, but I was a poor kid, so I took no prisoners. Same here, Rage, Pixie. But I think we're all poor. That's the thing is, everyone was all poor in the neighborhood, so they really couldn't pay. They had to pay with weird things like expired hot dogs.
Yeah.
But you know what? I would take cash,
probably why I'm a vegetarian,
like you, Rage Pixie, but it probably wasn't a lot to them. Like, I would shovel driveways for 3 hours for, $3. I just needed some sort of cash just so I could buy my candy and my Mad magazines that I love so much and Choose Your Own Adventures. I was a typical boy in that regard.
I was a very entrepreneurial kid around that age. And around that time when I saw I wasn't getting paid a lot, like working, I started to do things like I had a candy store at school and to my sisters and stuff where I'd buy candy in bulk and sell it at jacked up prices. And I'd like run crooked lotteries for my not to talk about Moobot.
Thank you so much, Valster.
Oh, was that the magic noise?
Yep.
And then I started selling pictures a lot more, and that was cool. And people liked the pictures. I started off trading my paintings for like candy or gum, and then I started.
Leela had to buy her own pain relief since the dentist didn't supply any. Well, I'm not sure how it works in the UK. I really don't understand
know either.
Medical,
they have a very different healthcare system
so
there.
we have to buy all our
Oh yeah.
But sometimes with my medications that I get, sometimes it's like $3 and sometimes like $150. So I don't understand my medicine. But Jasmine and I, we have to buy the insurance that is $8 million because we don't work for a company.
Yeah.
So
self-employed insurance if you're an artist in Florida, Jesus.
It's crazy. So basically, it just protects us from
dying.
Hospitalizations our deductible's horrible. I'm not going to go into.
No, I'm not.
But it's a lot. I don't think I've ever reached my deductible ever.
No.
Yeah. So that's
let's hope you don't have to.
Bad it is. Yeah. Well, that is a good thing, though, I guess.
Yeah.
Leela had... Oh, I already read that one. I used to give any money I got to my mom. I always felt guilty because she'd cry sometimes, but now I'm older, I understand the whys and stuff, the joys of living through the 80s. Aw, that's sweet, Rage.
That's a good point.
I wouldn't give money directly to my mom, but I'd buy her things with it. So that's not quite the same thing. But I wanted... That was one of the things I remember. I really wanted to buy other people things with my own money. It made me feel kind of grown up.
Yeah.
And you're definitely like that, Jasmine.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the Grey's Anatomy insurance, only use if it's a catastrophe.
Yeah, that's kind of... This is an example. This paintbrush just split. You know how I was talking about how these paintbrushes that are wood now? Look at this. This is the outside of the paintbrush.
Jasmine.
Look at that. No, it happens with each one of these after about 24 hours, so I've got to buy another one. I hate them.
Oh, Valster, believe it or not, we have not been to Rome.
I have not been to Rome. I've tried to go to Italy a couple times.
So I can't give you really good advice. I'm sorry, Valster. But it's almost a compliment that you would assume that we went, because I guess we do travel a lot.
Yeah.
But we have a sad story about how we were gonna go to Italy once.
Beauty, the end of my paintbrush where the brushy part came off. It fell off in the water.
Do you want me help?
I don't know. I was just talking about how...
You need some...
I don't know.
You want some paper towels, Jasmine?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. But anyways, the brushy part's gone. So now it's just this horrible dowel that has no paint. That was a brand new paintbrush yesterday because Royal Langnickel will not go back to Royal Clear Grip. Not to make a petition out of it, but look at this brush. I've had this brush for a while. Look at this one. I've had this one for 24 hours. The paint fell off of it, and then this fell off of it. I have not used this for more than 24 hours. It has a new point on it. Yeah.
That's depressing.
Thank you, Royal Brushes. Thousands of dollars for years, and this is what you do to me. Okay. Sorry.
Choose Your Own Adventure was amazing. You did a book report on that. You did a book report.
You did a book report on Choose Your Own Adventure. That is awesome. Did you do it like with a specific ending that you did, or did you do it as a book?
I don't know. Warrior 99 did it. It said bad call on that. That's hilarious. Valster says, "LOL, thank you."
That's pretty funny.
About Rome. Yeah, I wish I could give you tips, dude. I wish I could tell you everything. Shaylee says,
I know a lot about Rome in general.
Always a great feeling.
What's that?
Buying and making gifts for people is always a great feeling. I think I used to feel that way more. Now I just throw gift cards at people because I'm lame. Rage Pixie says, I love making presents to give people. It's always fun. I think it's a time issue with us, though.
I think it is, too, because, for example, when we always go to Kansas City, where our family lives, around, like, Christmas, for example.
You remember back in the day when we used to go out and buy presents and, like, take them all in our suitcases?
I remember doing that with some presents, but even then, since we live thousands of miles away, it's hard to get and we are usually up to the minute trying to send out packages for people who bought things from the website and trying to track things for people who are like, Christmas is 2 days, and we usually don't fly out until Christmas Eve to get to Kansas City, and then people are still like, hey, it's Christmas in 4 hours, where's my package? I'm like, so I don't really go out shopping for other people. And I think they understand that, or if they don't, at least they get a really good, expensive gift card from Auntie Jasmine, so that's fine.
Oh, throw money everybody's pretty respectful on our giving us good space-saving gifts.
Yeah.
Like they don't buy us giant dressers or anything. I get a ton of books, which
Books
everybody knows what I like.
I carry them around everywhere,
and
obviously. Yeah.
I'm always so happy. I usually get phenomenal gifts at Christmas.
Her hair is turning out pretty cute. I'm going to make it a bit more violet. I think right now it's looking like it's just white and kind of reflecting the colors. I have put a lot of blue on the back part of her hair since the background is very blue. And I will probably put some more violet on the front half of her hair. Purple, just do a wash over it. But I might leave that until I've gotten more of the rest of the painting done to see how that's going to affect the color scheme and the, I don't know, reflected values in general. I'm going to stick that up there. I'm going to real quick rinse out my water again because now I think I've got glue
Jasmine,
and junk in there. Yeah.
Can you tell Bob happy birthday?
Happy birthday, Bob!
Happy birthday, Bob.
Happy birthday
the other day. So your birthday was on the 30th.
Happy belated birthday.
Yes, it is belated.
Sagittarius, huh?
Sagittarius. Those are the best people on the planet. And don't let any Sagittarius tell you any different.
What did he ask my dad?
He would tell you Sagittariuses are brilliant and wonderful and the smartest. And especially if they're born on December 6th. 20 Shades of Red. Yeah, is that like 50 Shades? I don't want to watch that movie. Oh, what happened? I feel Rage Pixie, I'm downsizing and collect antique books. So I've been making some hard decisions. Oh no, are you having to get rid of some? Sucks. I don't like getting rid of books. Makes me feel weird. I don't mind getting rid of like magazines or periodicals. They're just taking up space, but I hate throwing away books. I have to donate them or something. I'm sure you, yeah, please donate them at least. I'm sure that's what you're doing. That's what he turned when you and Jasmine said happy birthday. Yep. Well, I'm happy that he's happy. 20 Shades of Red. I'm doing a lot of giveaways in Facebook groups to spread Christmas cheer. Just have to answer hilarious questions. I saw that, Kay Harmon. That's very sweet of you. So yeah, if you're in the Facebook groups, I think you did one in collectibles. Are you doing it mostly in collectibles, or did you also do it in pin, Kay Harmon? That's very sweet of you. Yes, the rest of downsizing is fine, but the books have been crazy. I'm hoping to send them to a National Trust property that I love that has a great library. That's awesome. Yes, donating so much stuff, and during this downsize, I'm all about recycling and reusing. Oh, is that part of the project you talk about on your Patreon, Billy? Rage Pixie says, yeah, if I have to get rid of some books, they're usually given to a friends or family or local charity shops. But it's also done with a heavy heart. I know how you feel. Oh, cool. I'm so happy that project's working out for you. You know, lately, I've done a lot of purging of things I didn't need in junk. So I'm just trying to streamline the whole process of my life. So I'll send you a message about it, Matt. Oh, thank you so much, Shaley. But yeah, sometimes physical clutter can make one feel like they can't breathe and it's not healthy. But at the same time, we want a lot of cool things like books around. And if you just put them up properly, it's... Yes, but at least they're safe. And we do have shelves for those. So yeah, that's you guys have probably seen. We're just talking about getting rid of things that we don't need. Any hints to what January's pins will be, Jasmine? Huh?
Huh? Give me a second, I'll be right there.
Okay. And Rage Pixie says my mom's doing a lot of decluttering. She joined some Facebook groups, and they have really helped her. Oh, that's cool. Good to know. Mine's right now. Brandon and I, Pop Gallery. Brandon, his mom works at Pop Gallery, and you guys met him at DragonCon. We bought some more shelves and stuff at Home Depot, so we're trying to get things ready for future shows, so everything's easier. So I understand about getting streamlined. I'd wanted to say thank you both so much for a birthday shout out for my mom. She was so made up when I showed her the clip on YouTube, and she had a lovely birthday, which she is pleased, and she is pleased she shares with Gamera. Yep, Gamera turned 46 the other day. Oh, you got the horrible beast.
I grabbed her when I grabbed my paper.
If I didn't use it in a year, I toss or donate it. I say that's fair. That's fair. This whole someday maybe I'm gonna get to this thing or I'm gonna get to that. It's.
I had a pile of clothing that I was assuming I would get the time to like. So like if it had a big hole in it, and I was looking at like some pants I had when I was in 4th grade that had a horrible hole in it, and I'm like, why am I saving this?
We're not gonna get to that.
It's like I don't have a lot. I like sewing. I don't have a lot of time for it though. It's like, why am I keeping this?
Jasmine, can you show off what December's pin is after Gammy?
Yes, it kind of looks like Gammy.
We'll do that for you all. Thanks for the suggestion. Thanks for keeping us on track.
Gammy, you're being a good girl. Okay.
Oh, I left my coffee upstairs. I'm gonna fetch it real quick.
Here, I'll show. Can you take my books upstairs?
Yeah, I'll take it back upstairs. I left
I'll be trying to. I left my coffee in the other room, so
okay.
I'll try to be quick. That monkey. I feel so bad for the Salvador Dali book. We need to get another one.
I have another one in Kansas City. I bought it on Amazon. Yeah, I have one in Kansas City and I have one here.
Yeah, didn't we? There was a few books we wanted to.
Yeah, I have some books that I have at my. I have some that I have in London, Kansas City, and Florida.
I want you to do a complete collection of all those the little.
Guide to imagery.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to have one of each of those, and
you totally should. I love them and use them to paint.
Well, to be fair, guide to imagery books, 90% of the time I'm resting my wrist on it because they're the right height for like cradled masonite. But anyways, speaking of December pin, it is December 1st. This is not the pin yet because it hasn't been finished yet, so we haven't gotten the box of them from the factory. But this is what he's gonna look like. He's my Cheshire cat. And it's the first time I've done him by himself as a pin. I've kept the mold for it so I can do different colors of him. For example, the Pop Gallery one that we're giving away on December 14th, assuming the factory gets them to us before then. If not, we will work out some sort of rain check come either way. We'll make sure you get it. But we'll have 200 of these to give away at Pop Gallery at Disney Springs on December 14th for the first 200 customers who buy anything Jasmine related, even if it's like a postcard or whatever, it doesn't matter. You get a free one per person, and they will start giving them away at 10 o'clock in the morning when the gallery opens. Disney has asked me to tell everybody, it says that, but do not start lining up until 10 minutes before the gallery opens.
And then we decided to line up for the...
And that's for the pin giveaway in the morning. That's, yeah. So Disney says don't come until 10 minutes before the gallery opens, and then they'll start handing them out. So I've said that. You've heard me say that. It's on the internet that I said that. You're welcome, Disney. I will not be there at the gallery until 6 o'clock that evening, so that's when the signing and all that stuff happens. But they're going to do the pins early in the day because they don't want people blocking the hallway or corridor or whatever they call the outside version of a hallway.
And we'll have the physical pin next week to show off.
Yeah, we should have the pin by then. It should be here. But so that's it. It
so.
better be here. Like I said, if for some reason any time that we are doing a live event that we're handing out pins for, if something weird happens and there's a hurricane and we couldn't get the pins in time, we will always instigate some sort of rain check policy where, hey, give us your address, you were here, we'll mail it to you. We will always be true to our word on that. So if you show up, you're one of the first 200 people who bought something, you will get one no matter what.
Oh, so Shaylee says,
but he's cute, isn't he?
That is
I want to make different ones. I want to make like a gold one and a sparkly one and a glow in the dark one. But so I'm keeping the mold, and because I just love him. He's got some teeth on him. What's that?
Dragon Con colors.
Oh my god, I had not even considered that yet. I should do a purple and yellow one that is for Dragon Con. I you know what? I probably will do that.
Woohoo! It'll look
good on you, Maddie. No.
It'll look good next to the little dragon.
Well, yeah, we've had 2 different DragonCon things that in the past 2 different years we've had DragonCon specific pins that were purple and yellow with the official DragonCon colors. So I'm gonna do that.
So,
like
Cryptic says, "What time is the gallery giving away the pins exactly? Can you explain?"
Yeah,
time is 10,
I did.
A receipt.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. 10 o'clock with a receipt.
Yeah,
after you've purchased.
Well, the gallery opens at 10 o'clock. Disney has asked that nobody lines up until 10 minutes before 10 o'clock. So the gallery will open at 10 o'clock, and that's when you can get your pin. You just got to go in there, pick something out. I'm assuming they'll probably have staff on hand that day because if you've been to these, sometimes it gets a bit crazy, sort of. And yeah, so come before 10 o'clock, 10 minutes to 10. Go to the Starbucks and kill time until 9:50 and walk over. You'll probably be good. And then they'll hand out the pins, and that's what's awkward is I don't get there until 6 p.m. in the evening, and they have asked that for autographing things, you'll already have your pin by then. If you're just there for the pin, just get your pin and go. But if you want something signed, you want the sign, you want a little print, you want a little postcard, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be there at 6 o'clock, and they've asked that people don't line up until 3 for the second half of the event, correct? 3 o'clock?
4 o'clock. You told me.
Said...
No, that's great. Yes, 3 o'clock. Yes.
I was gonna say, I think you can look on YouTube and hear this discussion from last
I said 4 o'clock.
Yes, I know.
But you and Jen had said Disney wanted it 3 or something. Nigel says it would be cool with glow-in-the-dark eyes talking about DragonCon.
Like glow-in-the-dark? Or a DragonCon color one?
Yes, and
either one. Or I want to do a glitter one,
Flutterby is going to sleep. So.
Oh,
night. You got to check out the adorable stuffed elephant wearing the adorable elephant print shirt on Strangeling UK.
An elephant wearing the elephant shirt?
Okay, I'll
look that up. Is that on strangelinguk.com?
I'll
something pop
check it out.
I am not Strangeling UK, my friend Paul is, so I trust him with my life apparently, but I don't always know what's going on up there. So people are like, hey, I just got these trading cards. I'm like, what? Trading cards? What? And I'm like, oh, that's a UK thing. So, but speaking of Strangeling UK, you can use the same
that is cute.
Code. Thanks 2019 THANKS 2019 as the code on Strangeling UK if you're in England or Europe or anywhere. If you live in America and you want weird stuff from England you can't get here in America or in Germany or somewhere else normally, you can order from Strangeling UK and they'll ship to you.
Paul has cute little an elephant friend soft toy. And it's wearing a tiny shirt with your elephant friend shirt on.
Oh my! Can I look? I don't want to abandon my plan.
Yeah,
is it easier if I go over there?
It's just easier if you. Okay. I'll put the link in the room.
Okay, sounds cute. No, I haven't seen that, but it sounds cute.
It is cute.
What? Sorry, I've got to navigate a bunch of sandbags and cords here. All right.
Aww. What's this little? Isn't that cute?
Oh my god, that is adorable. You can buy them. That is.
Is there
a way that you can post a picture of them? It's so cute.
I put a link in the room for now. But yeah, isn't that cool?
That's darling.
Those are cool. And he's running a sale too.
He's running the same
exact
sale, so it's like 25% off at strangelinguk.com, and it is the same code, so you could use Thanks 2019 there, and you don't have to be in the UK. It's probably a good place to buy stuff if you're in the UK, but you can also order it if you're in America and you want stuff. Like, I don't have tiny little elephants wearing my own t-shirts on my website, so you could buy it from there and get a discount, 25% off.
Lady Anna says the link isn't working, but it's working for some people.
You didn't put S in it, baby. His website doesn't automatically put S, it's UK.
I apologize.
That's okay. That's a relatively recent internet.
Right. I'm sorry. I'll add that S. That makes it secure.
I want to see this. Hot tea still hot.
Give that a shot, Lady Una, and see if that works.
Oh my god, Maddie, this tea is still super hot.
Oh, that worked
well.
Gypsy
Moon, man. Yeah, it feels cold on the outside now because it's been by the window. And it's like...
Insulation is weird.
Yeah, insulation is weird, man.
Oh, Kay Harmon says, Paul surprised me sending 2 extra gift cards for my giveaway. Such an awesome surprise.
So sweet.
Aw. Paul's a better person than
Paul and Allison. Allison is his partner. If you've been to our UK shows, you've probably met Paul and Allison. They are super, super nice people to the point. I almost feel bad sometimes that they are way nicer than I am. So, yeah.
Oh, Queen Tree
Allison's a honey.
When I went to see you and Matt in November, with my daughter. My heart rate was 113. You signed all my stuff and my daughter's artwork. She was over the moon. We love you guys. Aww. Well, I hope I was being a gentleman. Or at least goofy. I probably was being more goofy.
Those aren't mutually exclusive.
You know they're not. Maybe I can be a goofy gentleman.
Yeah. There's no rules about what a gentleman is. Well, there's some very obviously rules that a gentleman is not. But I don't know if there are rules what a gentleman is.
That's true. There's basic guidelines of decency.
A lot of them are things that you shouldn't do.
Well, sometimes it's based on familiarity. Like, I can get away with a little bit more if they're my friend. But if I just met them...
Well, a lot of things are like that.
Yeah, totally.
But even platforming it as getting away with is kind of weird.
Oh, Gabriel saved up... Ricky's Gabriel.
Yeah.
Saved up over 100 euros over the year.
Oh my goodness.
To buy presents for himself and me for Christmas. That's sweet.
That's thoughtful.
That link isn't available, says Foxy.
Was it from the first one you posted?
No, it's from the second one.
You put the S?
I did.
Is it a mobile? Or is it
one works for me and one doesn't. The one without the S works for me.
Oh. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, I would say just go to strangelinguk.com.
Yes, just type
probably up there.
I'll just type it.
Alternately, there is a Facebook group that Paul runs called Flaming Pixies, which is the name of an early rock band sort of series I did of sculptures.
Okay, so Theowall says link works fine for me. It looks like it's working for some people. It's not working, but it's easy to search. It certainly is, Ricky.
Okay, yeah, go to strangelinguk.com. Every country and every browser and every phone has like different settings on it.
Yeah, so I apologize. I do my best. I'm
Pictures
sorry,
of
guys.
elephants and fairies does not know how the internet works, so it's... You could probably Google it. If I didn't know about it, don't feel bad. You're not missing the boat.
Yay.
I am very often the last person to find out anything. For example, oh shoot, I meant to print out a picture of it because I don't have a sculpture of it yet. But they did the
a blue willow.
Yes, the blue willow dragonling sculptures.
Mimi gave that as a gift to Ricky.
The painting?
No.
Wow.
No, the statue.
Oh, the statue. I was gonna say, I don't think she has the original. Oh, does she have the original? I don't want to talk about that. But the sculpture of it, yes. But there, for those of you who know my blue willow dragonling painting. Dragonlings, rather.
Those are cool. I can't wait till we get
They're
ours.
Adorable. Yeah, I'm usually the last person because and it makes sense. If you have a company that sells sculptures and you're like, we had a whole bunch of orders, we need to get these orders out. And they're like, who's the last person we could send them to who wouldn't mind if it's late? It's going to be the person who made them. And it's me, Jasmine. I'm the last person to get them. And that's how it is. And it makes sense. But sometimes people get them before I do. And I'm like, I didn't even know that went into production. And people are having me autograph it. And that's cool. But sometimes I don't know what's going on. So when people ask about stuff like that, always ask the company that's making it if you have specific questions.
Mimi says, LOL, no, I couldn't afford to gift a painting.
Yeah. I can't either.
No kidding. We have to.
Yeah, I really can't.
Yes, he surprised me.
Buy stuff for my website, man. What's that?
Yes, he surprised me with it. Mimi Tram did.
Aw, that's
She's
sweet.
trying to make me collect.
Oh.
Hey, those
are called enablers.
Are the statues I meant the pictures that you guys took were pretty good. Are they as beautiful in real life? Probably. It's sad that
they're probably more beautiful in real life.
But I want those when we get our samples, Jasmine. Yeah. I know that sometimes we give some to Amber, but I wouldn't mind having that for myself too.
Yeah, usually I get like 2. Sometimes I only get 1. Sometimes I get 3 of each sculpture.
I think you're supposed to get 3.
I'm supposed to get 3, but again, when it's
like one of
no, when these things are very, very popular sometimes, and like Ruby, I remember they're like, hey Jasmine, we have 2,000 of these. We got 100,000 orders for them. Can we wait to send you yours? I'm like, yeah, you can do that. That's fine. You know that. So I sometimes don't physically have the finished product before other people do. That's an extreme example of that. Oh, I heard you when I was in the other room talking about Addams Family. Have I showed off? I should have had you print that out, man. They finished the I did a concept art series of, like how I have my Nightmare Before Christmas sculptures that are the different characters, but they're my fairies, and they're holding like little dolls that are licensed from the different companies. We've done that with the Addams Family not specifically from the most recent cartoon movie, but from the Addams Family as a limited liability corporation sort of like licensing thing. And we have a set of 4 of those. Are those on the website yet? Like on the Bradford Exchange website or the Hamilton website?
Which ones exactly?
The Addams Family ones.
I'll check. I'll do
they
that right
might
now.
not be out yet. And sorry, Hamilton, Bradford, if I am like doxing you on live
I'm
here.
just gonna Google.
But, no, yeah. If you go to, I don't know where it would be online. I'm awful. I just sit here and paint in the corner. I never know what the heck is going on. Anyways, we got the little...
No, I don't see it. It's just some people that think that your artwork looks like Wednesday.
Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? But, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a set of 4 characters, so I've got...
We'll print those out later.
Yeah, I will do. We'll talk about it next week, maybe. But
those are sure to be
But
popular.
they got approved by the people who own the license for Addams Family, and we're doing a series of 4 sculptures, and they've got the house in the background, and there is a Morticia, and it's much like I did with the Munsters, which I think at the time a lot of people were confusing the Addams Family and the Munsters, and people were like, "Where's Wednesday?" I'm like, she's not one of the Munsters. She's one of the Addams Family because her name's Wednesday Addams, and they were kind of a knockoff to begin with. But anyways, so now I've got both, and that will be a new series of sculptures that are coming out. Officially licensed by the Addams Family. When I was a kid, we had a book of Charles Addams cartoons, or comics, like little individual, like paper, like comics that were from 50s, 60s. When did Charles Addams start making comics?
I believe the 50s.
Yeah, I think it was probably from when my dad was little, and we had a piano for some reason.
They kind of seem stolen out of time, though.
Huh?
They kind of seem like they
are outside of time, and that's why you can come
like
out with a movie in 2019
yeah.
of a comic that was in in 1950 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they just said Charles Addams on them, and because that's the guy who used to do the little comics, and they were cute. They were kind of like a little tiny goth version of Family Circus or something. Before you ever saw a movie, before you saw anything. 40 years before that, Charles Addams
complimented Family Circus.
Yeah, I've never really understood Family Circus, but no judgment. But no, Addams Family, the Charles Addams ones weren't always the characters that you would know from the Addams Family. That was kind of them that was kind of the commercial theme of the time, trying to pick characters out of something that was already in existing intellectual property, which would have been the comics of Charles Addams. Some of them were almost Far-Sidey, wouldn't you say? Or do you know a lot of his stuff? I don't know if you know of any of his old...
Far-Side?
No, the old Charles Addams things.
Do I?
Yes.
I know some of it.
The ones that were not the characters that would be like an Addams Family stuff.
Right.
Wouldn't you kind of compare them to like a 1950s version of Far Side?
Sure.
Yeah, they were kind of
like one.
They were the alternative to whatever it would have even been Charles Schultz sort of before like Peanuts and things, back when it was Mutt and Jeff and other popular comics like that. I don't
Jasmine,
know. Yeah.
We got a big hi super loud from Evangeline and Penelope parents kids.
Hey,
it was super loud. So back at you.
Hi. Loud.
Yeah, Addams Family.
But yeah, at the time they were presented, and they still kind of are, presented as a sort of counterculture alternative to whatever was out at the time.
But they seem like they could care less about technology, usually.
Yeah, and I think they kind of play that up.
Might have a weird gun or something that shrinks people. I don't know.
Well, he has 110 volts in his mouth.
Yeah, that's true. Creepy. So Mimi's gonna buy us the statues just like she does.
Oh, don't.
Ricky. In fact, hey Mimi, why don't you just buy everyone in the room statue? No, I'm just.
Hey, yeah, no.
Well, apparently she has an in.
Really?
Well, she's getting them and we're not.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
No, it is always
kind a joke, Mimi.
It's not.
Please
no, please don't send me my own.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah. It's not like Ellie.
Yeah. Aw.
That was sweet though.
No, it's kind of funny when people are like, "Hey, look, this is your artwork, so I thought you'd like it. I'm like, oh, nice, that is my artwork. What's worse is if it's something that looks like my artwork and it's not, and people are like, don't you love this? I'm like, no, it looks like a bad knockoff of my artwork. Why would I want to wear that on a shirt? But
oh, there you go.
Oh.
Mimi says, I need the large porcelain. I wish I had room. That'd go really good with your cute little set that you're collecting.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I kind of wish. I don't know if they would do it because for some reason the Bradford Exchange thinks that nobody likes mermaids. Seems kind of, I don't know.
Oh, so Jane just had to order the elephant toy to go with
yes.
with her masterpiece.
I didn't even know that elephant toy was a thing, but now it's like, yes, go buy that elephant toy.
I have a little set.
Yes.
That is so cute.
But that's a good example of a product that, and you can buy it if you live in America or Brazil or China, or it doesn't matter where you live at, you can buy it from Strangeling UK. Because it's something you can only get there in England that we don't have here in Florida or in California or in Missouri or whatever. But they will mail there because they mail things anywhere.
Totally.
And they're using the same coupon code. Are they going through the end of Monday also? Through the end of tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think Paul's running it through what did we call this whole weekend? Black Friday weekend to
I don't
Monday?
know. I just call it annual sale.
Yeah.
Or I was trying to use the words Black Friday on Facebook, and it was like cutting me off because it was like, no, you have to promote this as an offer, which means they don't show it to anybody, and you have to pay them money to even show your pictures.
It's Black Friday.
I know, and I feel
business
bad
Saturday,
sending out things. It's like
Sunday Bloody
see
Sunday,
this, a billion
and then,
other Sunday Bloody Sunday,
and Cyber Monday, right?
And
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cyber Weekend.
I've got rude words.
Cyber Weekend. That reminds me of
Cyber Weekend.
NetSpeak that wasn't for young ears.
Do you cyber?
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
Sorry. You don't have to talk about Jesus. I know his birthday's
Today is
coming
National
up, but...
Small Brewery Day. Oh yeah,
Small Brewery Day.
Yeah,
is that a thing?
I saw that. It's true.
I don't really like beer, but that sounds fun.
It's
I bought a teacup. That's good.
When we're at Universal for Gamera's birthday.
When we're at Universal. Yes, when Gamera is turning 46 at Universal at Harry Potter. Yes. What?
I saw something about Small Brewery Day. I think it had some conjunction to do with.
I don't know if I'd trust your judgment entirely for that day, but.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, I really have a lot of fun on Gamers.
Yes. Anyways, yeah. But yeah, small business, whatever. Our friend who runs a lot of our UK events, Karen Kay, had a thing up that they were calling it Fairy Friday, and they had a group of people who are making handmade sort of products that you might want to buy that are fantasy fairy themed. That would have been helpful if I told you that before last Friday, but it might happen again next year. I don't know.
So Ricky says, "Oh my gosh, Paul should make bee toys for Bumblebee Dragonling. I would buy 10."
Paul, you got 10 orders for Bumblebee. Whatever.
Well, you can always suggest these things to Paul.
Yeah, it's not like anybody asked me. Suggest them to him.
Well, he might have a little bit more time to do cool things like that.
Well, he's not painting pictures all damn day, all the darn day.
All the live long day.
All the live long day.
We live long and prosper.
One or the other. Which would you rather do, love?
Live long or prosper?
Yeah.
Prosper.
There you go, man. That's a very Black Friday sort of answer. What's that?
Yeah, living long could be like hell.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shadow Dancer said, Evangeline through Shadow Dancer is asking, what? Evangeline's a cute little girl. What is she sitting on? Like the fairy.
Let me screw this up because I had actually liked to work on that bit for a while. I'll show you an overview of the painting. So I've got the not generic, it's very lovely, but it's fits in a lot of abstract backgrounds. Sort of snowy forest in the background. Got little evergreen trees turning into bushes, turning into roots and plants, turning into frozen dragon tails. Then it will be snow. So I'm going to have her sitting actually in the snow. All I've done so far, this is just a piece of wood, so it's not very exciting. Here's the back of it. You can see what color it started off with. So the background down here, like where she's sitting, is just that piece of wood that I've kind of smeared a bunch of blue-gray paint. I made my own little color, put it in a jar last weekend. You can always follow up on that. But I put a darker version of it just as a note for myself to say, hey, there's going to be a shadow if she's being lit from behind with a cool tone here, bit of a warm tone with the peach up there. Some of her shadow is going to be in front of her, not all of it. If you have multiple light sources, like as one does in real life, because everybody has like 15 really bright lights pointed at them all the time when they work, right? She has a couple lights on her, and she'll have a little shadow down here. So I'll probably, after I paint her legs and her dress, I will start working on the snow. Reason being, if you're actually sitting in snow, you don't kind of float on top of it. There will be a little bit of snow in front of you. But I want to make sure I've decided what her legs and her tights and her dress and her hand. I haven't really done much with her hand. I've kind of drawn it in and put a little bit of color on it just to distinguish it from the snowy background. But I'll put some snow after I finished her, what her legs look like, or at least the base color of it, and her dress and the shadows of where she's going to be. I'll probably start snowing up some little snowbanks in front of her, because that would look more natural. You don't really go out and sit in the snow, but you're not magic and you don't, or one is not magic, I don't know about you specifically, and one does not have a pet dragon usually. So it's not a natural scene, but I want it to look like it's something kind of magical, but it exists in the same sort of 3-dimensional world or 4-dimensional world that we all live in. So there'll be some little snowness. It depends when I get I don't know when I'll finish this. It might be, it'll probably be before next weekend. It better be, I gotta get some prints made. I might put some snowflakes in front of her also as if snow was falling down.
Thank you so much. Oh, wow.
What was that magic noise?
I love it when people do this.
What is it?
Hey, Kester
I don't
just
see the TV
gifted
when I'm here.
a tier 1 sub to Jane.
Oh, so somebody gave like
I love Janie.
subscription to somebody else?
I love that.
I didn't know you could do that.
They've given
Cool.
6 gift subs in this channel.
Dude, that's
Kester
sweet.
Rock.
I have
I
good
hope you win a
fans.
prize.
You guys are better than regular people.
Well, they're very nice to each other, and nicer than I am.
That's what I mean. You're better than regular people.
And then everyone says, "No, you're so nice, Matt." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever you say." So Nigel wants a plush porcelain teddy doll.
Okay. Like blue porcelain?
Actually, that kind of gives me an idea with like what Paul's doing. That might,
yeah, I know,
those
right?
cute little shirts and have them like wearing little shirts.
Well, I've had a couple of companies that make plushes approach me, but it's never really been a thing I've thought. I was like, well, if you made a plush of this, maybe the eyes wouldn't look realistic, and how would you even know it was on my character? Right. So I've usually kind of brushed them off. But if they had things that had decorative elements or maybe graphic design elements that are connected to a specific piece of artwork or series of mine that were incorporated into ancillary designs on the actual plush, that could be something I could work with.
Totally.
Yeah, that's a long sentence and probably not well grammatic.
We'll just give them out.
Yeah, or license somebody to make them.
Whatever's.
That's how you say it.
That's cool. Wish I could gift everyone a sub, but then that would be counterproductive.
I know. Well, it's funny. Like today or earlier today, when I was talking about our Black Friday sale, I was like, if you join up on Patreon, you can get another 10%.
You get this cool,
it only costs $10. Somebody saved almost $4,000. I'm like, if I hadn't told people that, I'd have an extra $4,000. I could buy so many pants with that. Anyways.
Oh man, this song, I love when the violin dances a bit, fiddle style almost.
Fiddles dance and violins sing. Gosh darn it.
Oh, there's Jane showing off your cool biohazard.
Pardon?
Hey.
Oh,
it's a biohazard sticker or whatever they're called. Here we go. Emoji stickery thingies.
I call them stickers, but they're on the internet, so I don't know.
Let's call them emoji. Also, I like this octopus one that's like everyone has.
What is it?
It's a squid, really.
Oh, what's it from?
It's
from a movie
one
or
that's
something?
built in.
Oh, cool.
You can like build extra long squids with arms and stuff and
I
have
didn't
them
know
in the
that.
chat room.
See, I am very much on the content production side of things, so I'm not very familiar with Twitch as like a website. I've never been in the chat room or anything.
So Taryn says, now the girls are putting white towels out and are pretending it's snow.
Aww.
Slide and are making a snowman. Well,
fun.
we don't have a lot of snow in Georgia usually.
Yeah, not typically.
But you guys get it every now and then.
You do. You must do, because if you're driving like through Atlanta, they're like, watch out, this bridge is icy if it's winter. And it's like, yeah, this is August and it's 110 degrees out. WTF, Georgia. But I guess they don't want to take down their signs all the time. I don't know.
Rage Pixie says, oh, to be that small again. Yeah, I think you and I've talked about, Jasmine, like, I mean, our couch, like I'm looking at our couch, I would totally, if we were little, we would already turn that into a cool fort. And like put blankets over.
If we were
I love
little.
making fun forts and things like that.
Yeah.
I was all about that as a kid.
Yeah. I'm doing it on a more massive scale now.
Yeah, now we just have houses.
Try to, yeah.
But I like caves.
I like
miss going
caves
to caves.
too.
We were just talking about cave earlier today. I forget why.
We were talking about the caves that were outside Eureka Springs, Arkansas, because we were watching the final episode of True Detective, and it was filmed by the thing that is their equivalent of the Christ at Corcovado that's in Brazil, like outside Rio de Janeiro. They have a smaller Arkansas version of it outside a cave that isn't.
It's not as.
All I said is the smaller Arkansas version of the thing at Rio de Janeiro. I think people can already figure out what that means. But it's cool, though. I mean, it's a smaller Arkansas version of it, but kind of like saying the place down the street has a kind of neat version of the Eiffel Tower or a Statue of Liberty or something.
Mimi said I laughed at my first snow in Georgia when we moved here 16 years ago from Colorado. Oh, you used to live in Colorado, Mimi?
Oh,
yeah, that's snow.
Hell of snow there, yeah.
You just have 1,000,000 feet of snow and it never melts. But
I've got friends in California have tons
snows,
of snow right now.
When snows and when we do, people turn into the worst drivers ever.
I will say people are less good at driving than other animals, kind of. Although I haven't seen a lot of comparison.
Let's see.
Sometimes you see like Toonses.
Toonses is the driving cat.
Yeah, but maybe Toonses isn't very good.
There are a lot of caves in the Austin, Texas area. Oh, Austin sounds fun. I'd like to go there, Radovich. Ricky says
you could go to the original Elma Draft House.
That'd be fun.
My cousin Angie owns a comic book store, Dragon's Lair in Austin, Texas. Go there.
Yeah, we should probably do an event there.
Huh?
We should probably do an event there in Austin.
As we point out, like George Takei and William Shatner, I think's been there. Other people have been there. That's pretty cool. They're
Ricky
cooler
says we
than
had
me, but that's my cousin. Yeah. Huh?
We had a freak snow 2 weeks ago. Took power out for 100,000 households in the area. We had no power for 2 days, and some had no water for 4 days. It was so heavy in the snow. I was wondering why the internet was so quiet for 2 days, Ricky.
Well,
That's just a joke.
Well,
not really.
Not them specifically, but power has been out in a lot of the western parts of the United States lately.
Radovich says, went to the Alamo Draft House in Katy, Texas. It was interesting.
They've got one in Kansas City. Our nephew Luke just went to it. Did you see that, Manny?
Oh no, I need to.
Yeah, he thought it was really cool, and I was like,
wait,
"Yeah."
No, I didn't mention that. I think I saw.
I was talking to him on Facebook about it.
Okay, I saw it for 2 seconds somehow, and I didn't have a chance to comment.
Hey, Luke, if you're watching,
yeah, love you, Luke, if you're watching.
If you're not, we don't love you.
Yeah, if you're not, we hate you.
As you well know.
That's my nephew. I can joke with him, guys. So, let's see. Do you like walking through caves or scuba diving going through caves?
I
like walking through
I like swimming through
we like
caves.
Swimming through caves
I'll
too.
swim through a cave, but I ain't gonna swim. There have been so many people in Florida who have died doing underwater spelunking. In all the caves in Florida are underwater because we're at like 0 sea level. So if you go in a cave in Florida, it's underwater. So many people die doing that. There's a documentary out there and you watch it and you're like, oh, that kind of looks really dangerous. And they talk about how their friends died. And then at the end, it's like in memoriam and it's like half the cast. It's ridiculous. Remember that, Maddie? You watched it with me. Kind of terrifying. I know, I like caves. I'm kind of claustrophobic, but I like caves. That doesn't stop me from going in them. I'm also afraid of heights, but it doesn't stop me from going to tall up places. You know, all those tall up places.
Oh, Shadow Dancer tagged me in a photo of them playing in the snow. I'll check it out on Facebook. That's sweet. I'll check that out. Thank you.
Probably a lot different than our 84-degree Florida weather. Did you take down the bird seeds, babe? Or did you just talk about it?
No, I'll do it now. We got about 10 minutes.
Well, we'll just wait till we're done then,
raffle,
babe.
guys. So if you haven't gotten a raffle, get in there. Oh, Ricky, you know I'm joking.
Oh, I said, Ricky was like, you got a break from me for 2 days, and I was set
Oh.
like heaven. Ricky's one of those people you can tease.
You can make fun of because we actually know her. I was gonna show people what the next prize is. Is that the pin?
Yeah.
Is it Porcelina?
It's a Porcelina. Yeah, it's our last one.
And again, this is an old card I just stuck around, so I'll stick around a nice one with a non-smudgy signature. My signature's always kind of smudgy, so it's kind of authentic. But Porcelina! The buggies are allowed tonight. Yeah. If you are a person who does not like really loud insects in your ear all the time, don't come to Florida. My God, I love it. It kind of puts me to sleep at night. I'm like, oh, the 18-year cicadas are out. Yeah. But Porcelina, my lovely, I don't know if this is showing up. Maybe it's better up there. I don't know how to tell. Can you see it on the TV?
Yeah, I just saw it.
Okay. But Porcelina, she was my pin I had at my Corey Hopper Gallery solo show, Magical Thinking, back in July of 2018. And I'll be back there November 14th of 2020. God, that seems like a long time from now. Good thing. I've got a lot of paintings to do. That will be the bulk of the paintings I will be working on Twitch for the next almost year, basically. I will be doing a lot of pieces for my upcoming
So the payoff
show.
is come see us.
Come see us.
Everyone here in Twitch, come see us in California.
Yeah.
And you'll see all those awesome
November
paintings that Jasmine
14th,
painted on Twitch.
I forget. I already signed the contract for how long it goes. It goes for a little over a month. I think it's 5 weeks starting in November 14th of 2020. So next
Jasmine,
year.
can we go to the Void in Santa Monica?
Yeah, sure.
Yay!
Santa Monica. Cool.
I like doing little kid stuff. I guess that's not really kid stuff.
Actually, don't you have to be
Void.
like 16 to do it?
You know, I'm not sure how old you have to be to do the Void, but you probably have to be a certain age.
Yeah.
Because you're basically wearing a
VR
computer.
helmet thing.
That's a virtual reality experience.
Yeah, it's by far the best virtual reality system I've seen. It's run by the Oculus engine, which is
that the Oculus Quest that came out.
What do you mean that came out?
That
I
came
don't know
out
what that means.
this summer. It doesn't look too bad, like for home.
Do you mean the
reality.
home version of it?
Yep, it looks pretty good.
How have you encountered it?
I just research it on the internet.
So you
see
looked
where
at
VR is
reviews on
at.
the internet. Oh, okay.
Internet.
I don't know. I kind of expected virtual reality to be more widespread at this time in human history than it is. It's not one of those, I want my flying cars thing, but...
Or has anyone in the room played with the Oculus Quest?
I've only done it with the Oculus system on other platforms, but I haven't...
Right, you use their gear.
Yeah.
But no, that's...
I've used their gear, but I don't have the personal one that you have at home.
Right. You use their Richard gear. Richard gear.
Oh,
like the actor. We're all living in a virtual reality.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
So Shaylee. Well, if that's true, man, I want... Yeah, like I said, I think I made a post the other day somewhere. If we're living in a virtual reality or something, I want to upgrade.
Yeah, do I gotta leave my device plugged in at 2 o'clock in the morning? Otherwise, it's gonna yell at me. Well,
if you're epileptic, Rage Pixie, I wouldn't.
Oh gosh,
might
no.
not be a good idea for you. They might be able to solve some of those issues though in the future.
They might do. It's hard to say how much of those are, I don't know, virtual motion sensor sort of stuff that is giving you fake motion sickness, and it's like an in your ear thing. That might not be good.
Okay,
but
so,
if it's epilepsy and it's brain based, I wouldn't know.
M. Campbell says Beat Saber is awesome on the Oculus.
Oh, cool.
People are waiting for a holodeck.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I joke about it, but if there was something that was actually as impressive as I think virtual reality should be and something people could buy, I would be one of those ground floor IPO people, and I would throw all my money at that.
So Shaylee has...
I'm going to be old someday.
She has... she's used the Oculus Rift, which is friends with the Quest. It's one that's tethered to a PC.
Yeah.
Says it was nuts. I crashed a plane, which was crazy. And then she also went diving and
Did she do the scuba diving one?
Yeah, she got bit by a shark.
One did look
that would
cool.
be what would get Jasmine
to
get that. Jasmine wants to just live underwater.
Any time period, it would be the age of marine reptiles.
Well, yeah, Rage Pixie, we all want that holodeck. My gosh. I would be one of those people that might have holodeck addiction or whatever.
I believe Barkley got that.
Yeah.
I call him broccoli. No. Oh, I am funny as F if I want to be.
I did. It was pretty cool. Definitely worth a go, Jasmine.
Oh, okay, cool.
And that's right. There's also a
I've done
much
the Star
more expensive
Wars
program called the Index, which is not owned by Oculus, but it's got very good reviews. It's $1,200 versus
the the South Korean one?
I don't know where it's from, but you have to set you have to have
a whole room for it. You have to put things in the corners.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta have. I mean, I could do that better than some
the
people.
The Oculus Quest is cool because what you see, you can set up your room anywhere. Like you can go to a hotel room.
Is that the one that has a half dish shape that you walk on?
Nope.
Oh.
No. So it's so basically, like how we'd set up for T25 or something, Jasmine. You'd give the parameters to the Oculus Quest.
Oh, gotcha.
And it would allow you to play in that area, and it would tell you if you're
outside of it, it probably starts.
There's also 4 cameras that show you the real world that don't mess with the immersiveness of the game, but
how do you see them run? Can you? Is it a toggle?
Maybe.
Well, how else would they show you 4 cameras that don't mess with your things?
They're tiny.
Oh,
it's supposed to work. It's supposed to work very well.
I don't even like pop-ups on my phone. I don't know if I'd like that.
I like pop-ups.
If I was doing that, I would like the real world not to be there unless it all was real world all of a sudden.
Oh, I don't know. You can just flip up your visor.
You can flip up your visor.
Hope you all have a great week. Stay dry, stay warm, stay safe. I think that's a message to everyone. I'm not sure how much rain we're going to get this week.
I don't know. It's Florida.
But it will be a chilly 65 degrees on it.
It will be 65 degrees on what day is it?
On Monday and... well, actually, tomorrow it might be chilly.
Is it? Okay.
Let me check the weather.
And apologies to people who think 65 degrees is warm in December. We live in Florida.
Oh, wait. See, but the low is going to be in 40.
Oh, my God.
The high is going to be 64.
I wonder if this will be a year we have to use our heater.
No, I'm going to use it if it's going to go down to 40 tonight.
We went 2 years in a row without using it, though.
Let's see. No, it's only going to get down to 60 tonight.
Okay, that's not all
But then tomorrow, it looks like between Monday and Tuesday are the coldest, and then we have lows in the high 40s, which isn't too bad.
Lows are in the high 40s. There's worse things in the world.
And Kitten says 65 is cold, but she's an Atlantean.
From the lost city of Atlanta.
We actually have a decent amount of folks from the Atlanta area in the room. Yeah. So big hugs to Atlanta.
Awesome. Yeah.
And big hugs to Kansas City.
Go there for DragonCon every year, man.
We have several Kansas City people. Big hugs to you guys.
They're called Kansas.
And I bet we don't have anyone from. Do we have anyone in the room like in Arkansas? From Arkansas?
The police. Oh wait, no.
I bet we don't have a single person in the room from Arkansas.
Hi, we were just talking about Eureka Springs.
Yeah, and no one knows it.
Literally just.
I don't think anyone's been there.
Hey, if you've been to Arkansas, go to Eureka Springs. It's a nice town. People there are really cool.
Eureka Springs rocks. It's really cool.
I went to a store that a bunny gave me change.
Oh my gosh, and the bunny.
And then I had to use a credit card later. And the bunny gave me a pen to sign the credit card.
I almost cried. It was so cute.
It was precious. It looked like something out of Beatrix Potter. It was adorable.
So Glenda's husband's from Arkansas.
What's that?
Glenda's husband's from Arkansas.
Oh, cool.
And Mimi says hugs from Atlanta back. Atlanta's a
cool town.
An amazing. I love Atlanta. And I'm not just saying that. I like Atlanta. It's a cool town.
It's one of the better towns in the
Definitely one of the better cities in America that I
if you're talking about South, Atlanta and New Orleans, those are both really cool places.
Oh, New Orleans?
New Orleans is cool. I was thinking about southern, larger...
Savannah rocks.
Savannah is cool. I like Savannah.
Georgia has 2 things going on there. I haven't really messed around in Macon much.
I've always... Every time we go through it, we tend to drive through the Macon bypass. What is that? Not 295. What is that through there?
475.
475. They have the bypass where you go down through whatever the...
we don't drive directly through.
No, we're always like on our way to Kansas City or DragonCon or something.
Yeah, I love that area around there.
Cute.
And it's a pretty state. It really is. And it has rocky things at the top when you start getting closer to Chattanooga.
Yeah. Chattanooga's neat. That's very close to the border of Tennessee and Georgia. Which is confusing because if you're on the highway going through there, the interstate, it's a time zone line, the state line, the border line in between.
Oh, that is so weird.
In between Tennessee and Georgia, it changes time.
Oh,
so like on one side of the street, it's one time zone.
Gabriel has a new trilobite for you. Gabriel has a new trilobite.
Really? Oh.
Aw, they're getting excited for Whippy.
Well, I will happily collect that trilobite from you. I have
Jasmine,
by me, I think right now.
Mimi wants to let you know that
I still got
Wintry Dragonling is gorgeous and the background is beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very happy with how the background is turning out. It's funny because this time of year, even though I keep saying it's 84 degrees here in Florida, I'm making hot tea and making Thanksgiving food and stuff like that. It feels like it is winter / Christmassy, even though it is not physically cold out.
Chattanooga's cool too.
It helps make me feel like time is passing, the wheels turning. What's that, love?
I said Chattanooga's cool too. I love Chattanooga. I've heard great things about their aquarium.
They're the Georgia aquarium, or not?
I love the Georgia aquarium.
The Georgia aquarium is amazing,
but
no, the Chattanooga is the Tennessee aquarium. Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
Tennessee? I forget. Tracy and Keely went there and they said it was really neat.
Black Orchid Fairy 90.
Black Orchid Fairy. Oh, they won the
Porcelina.
Yes, I heard the noise. So congratulations, Black Orchid Fairy 90. Are they named after the painting? Probably not, but maybe. But congratulations! Again, this one kind of got smudgy, so I just randomly stuck her on a piece of cardboard because I had to hurry up and get ready for Twitch. But I will put her on a proper piece. We'll put her in a bag. She's brand new. Nobody's touched her.
It's kind of like just, hey, look at this.
Yeah, you got a Porcelina. It's brand new. It's in a little bag. It's one of the leftovers we brought in case something.
Sorry, it's not the Black Orchid Fairy.
Yeah. What's that?
I said, sorry, it's not the Black Orchid Fairy.
Oh, was somebody buying the Black Orchid Fairy? Do we still have those?
We still have some of those. Yeah, those are still available
on
the site.
And
a Black Orchid Fairy was
a pin also. Yeah.
She was so stoked when you did get that pin available.
Oh, yeah.
She had been asking.
I think she was one of the first people to request that one. I was like, she would actually make a pretty cute pin.
Well, she's nice and symmetrical.
Actually,
any of those
somebody who actually collects the pins
would be
one.
good.
Huh?
Any of those flower ones would be good.
Yes, I know, and it's a thing where I feel like making a bunch of the flower fairies all together and something. I'm like, maybe I'll do one. Anyways,
did you see a Black Orchid Fairy? Man, please be in the room.
She might not be in the room. People have to go to the bathroom sometimes.
Because my last person still hasn't contacted me. I'll tell you what, we'll let that go for another couple weeks. If I can't get in contact with them, we'll put that number 1 of the metal pin set number 3 up again.
Yeah, if somebody doesn't
they don't
contact us and they want something, I'll give it to somebody else. They must not have wanted it that much. No.
But
not Black Orchid Fairy. Not the other person. They might need
tonight.
Huh?
They're in the room again tonight.
That's if they're a bot or something.
To have it wired 24747.
Yeah, wired 24747. Is that like a fake account that Twitch owns or something?
I doubt it.
It's a very minor conspiracy.
But anyway, I sent them a little message or whatever.
Yeah, and in the meantime, this coming week, I'll be working on this painting, and I'll be finishing her up probably in the next day or so. I'm almost done, really. It might not look like it, but a lot of the bones of this are complete. The background is done. And then we'll have her on December 14th at the Pop Gallery at Disney Springs at the Walt Disney World Resort here in Florida. Starting tomorrow morning, you can email Can you pop up the contact info for people who might want to buy prints or the original painting. She'll be in a really cool frame, too. It's going to be all varnished and with all
I'm excited.
It's going to be pretty great. And it will be on December 14th, so it'll be all Christmassy and it'll be all decorated.
You guys come to the Pop Gallery, we'll be so locked and with art, you'll be able to come home with all sorts of crazy jobs.
You can. Good gifts and things for everybody, stocking stuffers, etc. In the meantime, you've got until tomorrow night at midnight to take advantage of our Thanks 2019, Thanks 2019 coupon code for our Black Friday through Cyber Monday sale at Strangeling.com and StrangelingUK.com. 25% off of everything. Alternately, if you want to join our Patreon 10 level, you can get an additional 10% off. So if you're buying anything that's more than $10, buy it. And guys, join Patreon and then buy it.
Patreon, I'm trying to keep up with it as soon as
we manually have to type in your info.
So I'm trying to do it as quick as I can so you get that 10% right away.
If you join $10 or more on Patreon, Matt is waking up in the middle of the night literally to try to get back to you as fast as possible. We had a lot of $10, a lot of $25, etc. So So thank you, everybody, and we will be back here next weekend on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Here, same bat channel and all that. Night-night.
All right, bye.